advance his team on the map.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday played between NB and Shopify, and we saw that the AB hold is pretty powerful. Forcing the other team to spawn at the bottom of the map can be very advantageous for your team as long as you hold these high ground positions like the snipe bridge and top center. It's very difficult for them to get out. So far, both teams still trying to get control of 2 zones before they then set up. Looks like TSM have been able to do that, but at the same time, Space Station flipping B, and they've got that AB set up.
Yeah, B is going to be a crucial point on the map to control it. It looks like shooting fish in a barrel. It is a very wide open space, whereas the A and C points of interest, a little bit more cover to work with as we hop on board here with Stellar. 6 shots left to work with in the snipe. This is how he became the MVP of HCS Season 2 as he works his way around the periphery, trying to stay undisclosed, bring out some shots, but nothing viewed on his screen just yet. Falcon goes down, back on board here with Suppressed. Stellar now the only player alive, and TSM have the break that they needed.
Look at that though. Eco gets a close spawn to Stellar. That should help them fight out of this situation. The whole team's now going to spawn in this room. Very likely to go for a B, but they need to get a couple kills first. So they can't quite find that shot onto Druck, but gets one onto Manny, who falls to his death there. But after he gets cleaned up, the rest of Space Station are having a hard time calibrating on the map.
Yeah, the no-scope looks sick, but how effective was it as Stellar instantaneously traded out? TSM should have that sniper back in their hands, albeit with maybe 1 or 2 shots, might even have burned at this rate, as Stellar comes back off a spawn, is able to regain C and regain the scoring position for SSG.
Okay, interesting fight here. TSM need to win this to continue their control. Manny with the clutch kill onto Stellar has good communication, good timing to work with Talik as well, picking up the double. This should lead to another scoring position for TSM. They know where the last 2 members of Space Station are as well. Information is king in Halo Infinite. It's going to make it a lot easier for them to make perfect plays here.
Talik has that QT in his back pocket, had it previously activated, and still 50% left to work with as he takes down Stellar. Now working his way into the base. He's got Eco pretty weak, but he's the last player alive. A trade here would be phenomenal, and he actually earns it outright and finally activates that QT with no time left to spare. That should disperse here. Actually could go in for the close range battle on Stellar and QT back, which is exactly what he does. Gets an angle onto Suppressed. This has been a nice life out of Talik.
Yeah, I tried to get this stick before QTing, but it goes wide, so it doesn't have any kills to his name in the last several seconds here, and ultimately gets 2v1'd by some good teamwork from Space Station. And this is kind of so far what we expect between these 2 teams. These teams both love to play a fast and aggressive style, especially in strongholds. They're not going to just sit and wait for the team to come to them. They're going to be constantly applying pressure, and both teams are doing that to each other so far.
SSG previously with 3 down, they're able to cap 3 because of it, but right after that go 3 down themselves as we see B go back in favor of TSM. They were working on C a little bit, but gonna need to do a little bit more work to maintain scoring position as now they're rolling here. A getting reset, C they're back on the board with that. SSG's been doing a great job. As soon as it looked like TSM is about to cap something, they stopped that, aren't able to stop them from gathering C. How long can TSM hold on now after a few minutes in the match? They do have the lead up by double, 91-46.
So far, this has just been a war of attrition. Both teams playing well, but it's just TSM that are finding themselves in scoring position slightly more often than the other. But because these zones are flipping so frequently, it's just going to elongate how long it takes either team to get to 250 points. Suppressed with the high ground. Unfortunately, that jump was ill-advised. And because of that, he's going to be taken down. That sniper will fall. So TSM might be able to take advantage and get right back into scoring position.
Still a full magazine, +1 left in that sniper. It's going to be up for grabs as Talik trying to keep his positioning and maintain his life. He's got some good looks on his Suppressed, on his Stellar. He's got help from the low ground from Druck. Druck cleans up on its Stellar because of that positioning. 2 down on each side of the map, so it's an even classic 2v2 gunfight here with both teams vying for B.
Ooh, Suppressed with all the confidence wins that, and that's a massive double kill. Suppressed very easily could have fallen there, but when he gets the double, guarantees that Space Station should be able to get this lead. And now they're kind of keeping TSM pinned over at the C stronghold. Very aggressive gameplay coming out of Space Station. Want to impose their will, and so far looks like in the process they actually lose a couple players. They are not able to capture Siege yet, and at the same time TSM find a way to capture B, so ultimately doesn't quite work out.
This was once a double up advantage for TSM, but now it's back and forth. Both teams separated by 3 seconds. Each have had a 3-second lead in the last 3 seconds. It's about as close as you could ask for. As Falcated able to take down Manny. Druck, though, cleans him up. As Talik trying to survive from that point on the map.
Wow.
As 3 go down for SSG. This is going to give TSM a chance to not only reset C, but start the trip cap. Now A going into the favor of SSG as they spawn on that side of the map. TSM not too pressed, though, to push that out. They're happy to keep scoring with B and C.
It's actually a massive kill from Soul Snipe we just witnessed. Eco had spawned close, and I don't think they expected it. Soul Snipe gets caught off guard, but finds a way to trade out the fight regardless. It's going to leave TSM in an advantageous position for longer than they otherwise would have. And it's TSM rolling now. The last couple minutes has been all TSM. Space Station need to find a way to win this.
Yeah, last I was on the mic was just a few seconds ago, and it was a 3-second game. Now it's ballooned back to just about a minute lead or so for TSM. As Manny, tough 1v2 gunfight to fight there. As he goes down, Stellar now working his way around the C side of the map, has support. You can see all the shots ringing into Soul Snipe. Stellar hardly needed to hit a shot to help take him down. The remote detonation does eliminate him off the map, and Manny actually looks like came in for the back smack, but I still think the double went to Talik. Yes, it did, and Talik with that double earned himself another cap.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised with how much these teams are pushing towards C. It feels like, generally speaking, the team that pushes C, yeah, they might capture it, but they often give up B and C in the process. That's exactly what happened to Space Station here in the previous engagements, and it's led to their now being down by 60 points. Talik, the nice QT usage, able to finish off that kill and maintain control of B. Eco's gonna see if he can sneak in, but the reset is good. The killing spree is in, and TSM are flowing right now, and this is exactly when they're at their best.
TSM flowing and soaring into the 200s with a now 80-plus second lead on SSG. This is exactly the way you needed to start a series that you have to have. As we hop on board here with Stellar, one only 2 remaining players alive for SSG. Gets the sticky, but does trade out. All 4 go down, Falcated in an apocalyptic wasteland. The last Spartan standing, but the spawns are close for TSM. He's not guaranteed B. Despite being the only player alive, he does ultimately get it. And SSG finally starts scoring once again.
Wow, TSM need to stabilize. They got a little bit too desperate to stop the flip there. Trying to move very quickly off their spawn. Sometimes that can work, but when it doesn't, it can go from bad to worse. As now Space Station comfortably holding A and B. They have once again pushed towards this C zone. That means they're going to allow TSM to start spawning on the other side of the map. Let's see if this plays out. Falcated, though, has good timing and gets all the way behind all of TSM. Druck doesn't have anywhere to go, and they will flip C in their favor, and it's SSG flowing now.
Talik hitting a route I haven't yet seen before here on Lattice, but it's SSG who are bouncing back with control of A, B, and C as Eco trying to maintain that positioning and scoring 2 for every 1 second. That kill on a Druck is going to help them do that, but Stellar and Falcated fall shortly after. Now Eco needing a clutch play despite the numbers disadvantage momentarily. Eli, they're able to take down 3 from TSM, and it might just be all 4 if they can take down Talik, and eventually they do. TSM maintains the trip cap, and now they're tied. They're in the lead, actually.
Space Station have brought this back from the claws of defeat, and now TSM are in a position where they really need kills, and they need them now because this game could end very quickly if this trip cap continues. Talik can't get the flip though, and now B is going to be reset. Eco's right here. A is being flipped, but they know it, and Druck is going to get ran at. Manny's playing bodyguard, and that's exactly what they needed. They've now stabilized, at least for now. Suppress is trying to change that.
That might end up being heartbreaking for TSM. They're at 99% on B, but now with B and A, SSG are back in scoring position. As Talik falls, so too does everybody but Druck on his team. SSG in the driver's seat for a Game 1 win.
Stellar utilizing the quick jump here to the top of this garage area and finds the kill onto Manny. Should be able to flip C. This just applies even more pressure to TSM. I like this too. Gets out of the zone to finish off that kill before that player can survive. And this is looking like all SSG. TSM backs fully against the wall. They're 4 dead momentarily. This game might be over.
For over a minute, SSG has had a stronghold grip on Lattice as they've maintained control of the trip cap, and it might just be GG's at 2:49. They do stop the clock, but TSM would need a minute straight if they were to come back. Soul Snipe has to stay alive here. He does get the kill, and he doesn't trade out. TSM have life.
They have life. Suppresses in B, though. Manny is in a double dilemma, doesn't know which way to go. Sees that Tolic gets 1 kill, but when he gets taken down, SSG might be able to recapture either A or B. No, Stellar and Falcated, last 2 members alive, and they're in the center of the map. This is doable.
Massive takedown, though. That was huge for SSG. TSM do still have control of A and B, only down by 30 seconds. Space Station need just 1 foot, 1 pinky toe inside of A, and they win game 1.
Soul Snipe finds 1. A, it does get resets, but Tolic goes down, and that's 3 dead. Manny has to go for C, but I don't think he's got enough time. No, doesn't make it. Wow. I mean, both these teams playing incredible this game. I mean, I said before the series that TSM play their best when something's on the line, and you made a good point. What's on the line is their chance to play for $50,000 at the LAN, which you know they're going to be fired up for that. But even with the momentum that TSM had in the middle of that match, SSG still holds strong and ice up to close it out. What a game.
And it ended up being that fight for B around the 200-point threshold for both of the teams, and that was it, as SSG are able to take game number 1. Now without a strong fight from TSM and a really strong performance from Tolic, who was once again their main slayer. I thought 7K was impressive in the damage kill count, but Falcated nearly hit 8.
Yeah, that's just mind-blowing. I mean, the 7K for Tolic was like completely stood out like a sore thumb on his own team, and then you look over and Falcated's got 1,000 more. I mean, this guy probably been playing FFAs on this map. We were talking about how Falcated is just a gamer through and through. This guy will just join the custom games browser and start destroying random people on random maps. He's probably been doing it on this map longer than anyone else in the lobby. So, man, he's really been ascending recently. I feel like we're seeing the best Halo that he may have ever played this year.
What were your thoughts on Eco that game, Eli? He, I think, had a pretty solid performance. 17 kills, 18 deaths, and 14 assists. Falcated not only had the most slays, though, but he had the most assists as well. So that's just the kind of performance you expect from Falcated. You want to gear the conversation towards another player on SSG, and he just takes the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, Eco is another one of those guys that, just like TSM, struggles to like really care or try when there's not much on the line. But now that he probably looked at the standings and said, hey, if we don't win this, there's a reality where we don't make it to the LAN, I think he's stepping it up.
TSM knows what's on the line. Despite that, their best effort. SSG do take game 1 as we head into game number 2 here. Slayer on the streets as SSG maintaining an early lead, trying to get a few more slays set up for that camo.
Seller's in a great position for it, but Truck has some great shots long range with that stalker rifle. Camo's up, but no one feels comfortable to go for it just yet. Druck's gonna push Eco back. Eco not deterred, will get a couple more shots on a Manny. That keeps Manny to no shields, so he can't really move, but all the while Tolic was able to sneak out with the camo.
5-4, now 6-4, as TSM have a 2-kill lead here. Still in the early portions of game number 2. Tolic with some nice shots on his Stellar. Gotta worry about Eco. Does a great job. Dips into the corner, lets that camo fully activate once again, and stays alive because of it. A pop shot onto 2, gets the double kill. On one of the more impressive plays you'll see with the camo, trying to turn it into 3, maybe even 4. He's doing damage on both players. Somebody help Tolic.
He's so clean with the movement too. You saw how he used the pillar, perfectly timed. His opponent did not know how to handle that situation. Probably threw a grenade in that moment. Tolic just understanding what his opponent want to go for in these micro situations. Ultimately does finally get taken out, but that's a ton of value from the first camo.
That's what that buff camo can look like. Tolic took advantage of every single second as TSM have now doubled up a bit or so on the lead. Recent slay from SSG keeps things a little close, but TSM feeling comfortable about the start of this game. Up by 7, now 8.
Yeah, this is about as good of a start as you could ask for on Slayer streets against a top 4 team. And right now, SSG in the blender. I like this too. TSM aren't fully committing to being hyper aggressive. They're kind of letting Space Station spawn in C. Don't want to over push, especially with camo coming up. They were able to easily grab it, and this thing lasts for 45 seconds now, so Space Station can't exactly move freely on the map. You saw the way Eco was playing this, was maybe waiting to see if he could spot the camo, and this is all TSM right now.
22 to 10. This is exactly the response you were hoping for if you're a fan of the black and white. As Soul Snipe picks up another slay onto Stellar. Full map control, and it's really been the camo that's been the difference in game 2, Eli.
It really has. I mean, the buff cannot be understated. It is massive. I think even more consequential in Slayer because of those shortened spawn timers, and on a map like this that's so small. I mean, look how quickly Soul Snipe has traversed the entire map. He's gone up and down several times and found max value. They're up by 14, more than double so far against Space Station.
Pretty unbelievable to see TSM get wiped. And then you look at the middle of the screen at the bottom, and then you see that they're still up by 14. Double up advantage as Stuck, ever from the early goings of this one here, is suppressed. Pulses that sticky damage away. Takes down Druck. He's got another one in his face. Damage is getting cleaned up on. Ooh. And at 29 to 17, Eli, nice shots there from Stellar, but they're going to need a lot more of that.
This is one of the harder maps to come back on as well, because typically, you know, as long as the team is aggressive and moving as a unit, even if you start losing numbers, most of those kills are going to get traded out. So Suppress getting a kill here on a Druck without falling is pretty massive. Stellar's going to join the party with some perfect stalker shots, but somehow TSM are in the perfect position to shut him out. Eco and Falcated are arriving to the party a little bit late, and that might be to their detriment, as Talik has some great back shots there.
Crowd screen keeps SSG alive, but they need to do much more than stay alive. They need to start acquiring slays in droves. But it's been a pretty even net outcome in the last couple of sequences, as TSM has maintained a double-digit lead advantage. Another kill here on the benches would keep TSM in prime position. A surprise, surprise. Talik turns it into 2. The killing spree. TSM walks on their way to a tie series.
Yeah, this one feels like it might already be over. I don't think we've seen a comeback of this magnitude since season 1, back when like Rockets and Shotgun were on the map. Like, that's when it was really possible for comebacks, but without the sandbox on your side and just Bandits, it's gonna be hard to claw your way back into this one. TSM need 12, Space Station need 25.
Every time Callus switches to a POV of TSM, it looks like they're securing double kills every single time. Speaking of double kills, Talik has secured a lot of them in this lobby. You take 2 players, 10-4 and 10-4 for a total of 14, and you stack them up against Talik, Eli, and he's still outslaying SSG on his lonesome. What a performance.
Yeah, 15. This guy been playing lights out the past couple months, continues to do so. 6 kills to go. This seems like a formality at this point. If you're a Space Station, though, I'd like to see them put up a decent fight going into the end of this game, just so they can kind of build some level of momentum before they get into game 3. And they're kind of doing that. Falcon with a nice double kill of his own.
All feels like a technicality at this point. This one's all but over as Talik secures another slay. 17 to his name. Sure, he doesn't have a lot of assists in this one, but he hasn't needed to. He's got another 2. Talik with a double kill performance, it feels like, inappropriately, game 2.
This man is playing insane right now, and if you're a player on SSG, you got to take notice of that and be like, we need to shut down Talik. Something tells me the way he's aiming right now, if he gets a sniper in his hand on Fortress, it might be lights out.
Man, what a bounce back performance from TSM. We called game number 1 a little bit of a heartbreaker for them, as they weren't able to win the clutch piv to take over B. That's how SSG got into the lead going into the 200s. SSG did stop at the 249 mark, and TSM were able to give them a run, but it was all just a game of runs in favor of TSM there in that game number 2. Everybody went at least even or positive. Everybody had a great performance. Everybody playing their 25%. Maybe you could argue Talik was towards the 30 range after a performance like that in the Slayer. He is absolutely unequivocally one of the best Slayers in the HCS, and he showed us why there in game 2.
And kind of an underrated characteristic of a good Slayer is their ability to listen, because I mean, look at this. This is the beginning. Perfect listening to that teammate. He's one shot here, one shot there. He's perfectly aiming and responding to the information that's given to him. Also love the movement here on the pillar first, like just microsecond of the jiggle peek there, and then hopping down, trusting that his teammate will clean up the situation. I mean, this is TSM when they're at their best, when they're flowing and trusting each other and just following up on each other's damage. Very scary team to play against.
Yeah, that Camo run from Talik was really the end of the game there. It was close. in the single digits, but once TSM got to 10 and Tolic got a camo and then Soul Snipe got the next camo, it was really all but over after that, as SSG will wipe the slate, tied 1-1 in the series. It's going to be a tie-breaking game number 3 here. Fortress CTF.
Very curious to see who gets the snipers. I want to say it's, if Stellar's in the lobby, he's likely to be the one on his team that gets it. Tolic going to be the one with the hot hand for TSM, and who better than the guy that just dropped 19 in the last game. Got a old-fashioned sniper on sniper standoff. Who's going to win this one?
Favorite part of Fortress is the sniper duel off the rip, as Stellar and Tolic both take a couple of pop shots. Stellar's now the last player alive. Tolic knows where he is. So the comms in the Discord are all heading towards the snipe tower. You can see everybody for TSM hunting Stellar down. He shouldn't be able to stay alive for much longer, but he does.
I mean, Tolic must have no-scoped Falcated in the forehead. They had the plan to just run down the enemy sniper. Tolic clotheslines them. Surprised this flag hasn't been pulled yet, because TSM also had the overshield. So despite a really poor start for Space Station, Tolic is hitting pixel perfect headshots around the corner, finds Falcated as well. This flag needs to get on the move.
Unbelievable. Tolic didn't let that player escape into the base. You could hardly see the back of their head. And now TSM are on the run as Manny has it. Druk stole a snipe, only one shot in it, but it's going to provide enough pressure onto SSG that they have no hope of stopping that run. 1-0 TSM.
Perfectly played pressure and execution from TSM. They also didn't overstep. They didn't rush the flag too fast. They waited for the perfect time to run it. Of course, it was off the backs of some amazing plays from Tolic early on, but that's exactly how you want to start a game on this map. Now, Space Station in a position where they still have to get control of the middle of the map. They're still dying. They haven't quite yet stabilized, but it's not looking as bad as it did at the very beginning.
Only took a minute and a half for TSM to score first, but now SSG have their first good look at a run here in game number 3, as Stellar going to need to win a gunfight, maybe 2 to keep that flag on the run, but he goes down. Druk now previously took Stellar down. He goes down, but now before earning an assist, Falcated in the middle of the map with another kill. He's looking to turn it into 3, and he stops Manny from picking up the OS. That now goes into the favor of SSG and Falcated. This will be for the wipe, and the assist means 4 down nonetheless. And with a little bit of extra help from that OS, I expect SSG to tie up this map.
Yeah, there's no way this one gets stopped. I don't think Tolic is being pressured from Eco on the outside. He was the only person in position to have a chance to stop it. So great answer back from SSG. They stabilized very shortly after I said that's what they needed to do. And look at this, they might turn it into 2. Druk at the bottom of the base has a beautiful angle though, and is able to stop the flag carrier. Falcade is gonna leave his high ground position to pick up the flag for himself. But I think he wants to get his shields back before he runs it.
What an angle there from Druk. It's not often you can turn low ground positioning into a high side advantage, as they're able to do that. And what looked like was about to be a double cap for SSG gets reset in the middle of the map. Now the 50-yard line being contested.
Yeah, look at this though. Beautiful movement from Stellar. Picks up 1. Doesn't feel confident to grab the flag just yet, and reroutes to this corner. I like this too, because now he's forced the spawners to spawn on that spiral side. Suppress has a sniper that he's watching on that side, and Suppress has a double. Can he make it more? Soul Snipe knows Suppress is looking for him, so he's going to try to be sneaky. But Falcated and Soul Snipe, wow, somehow Soul Snipe gets this kill onto Falcated, and Tolic gets one onto Eco. In this situation, okay, they still get the flag home, but TSM might be able to flip the map pretty quickly here.
I actually really love that play there from SSG. They had Soul Snipe dead to rights, but because they were on the run with the flag, they didn't try to push out that damage. They felt like, hey, if Soul Snipe's just going to be relinquished to the back of the map, we're okay playing this dog and pony show all night. As Space Station go up 2-1 in this map. Druk now with the snipe. Body shot, headshot cleaned up, and the 4 down from SSG, their team in yellow. But it's TSM who have the green light to go.
I think that sniper still has 6 bullets in it as well. This was a double stack sniper. So Druk with the game in his hands, he's landing body shot after body shot. Can he continue this trend, as he's now guaranteed that they've tied it up? We're in a sudden death situation.
This is where the Halo fan in me gets really excited. This has been such a great series so far, and maybe the best map of the series so far here. As both teams are tied 2-2. Falcade takes down Druk with the snipe, now pushing it into the base, has 2 in front of him. Tries to throw that chase grenade around that corner, but They're not taking the bait. Falcated thinks the coast is clear, and it is. After 3 go down for TSM, Druck is the first player to come off the spawn. Soul Snipe stuck again on the low ground, and this could be it, Eli.
I think it is. Yeah, this is all it takes. They just got to kill the overextenders, and that's the game. Space Station ice up. What a crazy game that was.
And what a crazy series so far. Eli, the average duration of the series so far is about 5 minutes, no more than 6. And that's including 2 objectives and a Slayer. So the pace has been absolutely frenetic here in this series. It almost feels like we're seeing a Money 8s lobby.
I mean, that's what it feels like too. A lot of these guys have partaken in many Money 8s lobbies against each other. I feel like hundreds of times at this point. But man, pretty low kill game. Stellar, of course, popping off 12 and 6. Ultimately the highest KD in the lobby. Would love to see the damage here. Looks like, yeah, 3,100, but suppressed 3,700. Wow. Way more than everyone else in the lobby. This guy's popping off.
That is unbelievable. Suppressed not too far off the kill count that we saw from Stellar to his 10. Stellar with 12. It was really the snipers that made a difference in this one, Eli. And we thought we had enough of a showing from TSM there in the early goings. It felt like for the first, 3 minutes out of the 6 that we saw, it was mostly TSM, but they weren't able to capitalize on it. They had a 2-1 deficit after 3 minutes, despite what looked like a pretty solid performance. I think this is where the game changed. You can actually look down at your scoreboard right at the 2-minute mark. 1-0 in the lead where TSM, and then Falcated gets the triple kill to grab the OS and SSG's first score as we set our sights next to Livefire. This one's going much more than 5 minutes. Oddball up next.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if this one goes 23 minutes, as many of my matchmaking Oddball rounds go. It's always, you know, I can play one more, as long as it's not Oddball. And then it's always Oddball. And it goes round 3. But here we go. Let's see how the opening break plays out. Looks like so far, the Camo lane being contested. Sniper's still on its spawn. Suppress gonna just run and grab it for free. So what can he do with it?
What can he do with it? Where did he get stuck from? All the way in the corner?
I think top
Cody
cuts,
Hail Mary grenade. Absolutely, yeah. From B to Sandbags. Truck secures the sticky.
What? But Stellar gets it in his possession and lands the no scope. Literally red barred, would have died to a single shot, and this is the value that he gets from it as he finds a no scope onto 1. Trust that his teammate would kill the Oddball player, as they do, but Druck, watch your face. Wow, I love the way Druck played that. Just jiggle peeking around the corner, respecting the ability of his opponent, and not giving Stellar an easy shot.
TSM down 2-1 in the series, but you have to commend their bounce back performances in this one after previously losing the game ago. It has been all TSM off the start of games 2 and 4 as they're the first to reach the 30-second threshold. It doesn't look like it's about to stop anytime soon. It does, actually, with that Oddball getting stopped in the rat tunnel. Stellar pushing up with the snipe. He's got 2 shots.
It looks like he's got intel on where Manny is as well. He went straight over here, so Manny thought his position was unknown, but Stellar with the double no scope. And that means he staggered as well. Manny's game plan there was to wait till his team had arrived. But when he gets taken down early, that's going to make the rest of this push more difficult. TSM might elect to actually just wait for Manny to come off spawn before they move too far. And look at the defense from Space Station. They're watching all the different routes that TSM might take off spawn, and they're slowing them down.
TSM with the first 30 seconds, but it's Space Station matching that and actually surpassing it. 36 to their name, as TSM has still had a tough time breaking through into the base. And look at this, right as Falcated secures a slate onto green, Space Station rotate the Oddball out there. Now they can reset things if the pressure's too strong with at least a 20-second lead.
Yeah, big brain rotation there from Eco. He was just reading the map as the fights played out. And he's been milking a ton of ball time. They might elect to play it here as they don't have a lot of cover fire. Also lost a player. Looks like they didn't leave it in a position that they could play it though. So Soul Snipe, after the kills are put down, is gonna just take that position from them, and Space Station might regret not playing that.
And then that's the name of the game in Oddball, right, Eli? Timing perfectly and executing perfectly your rotations and your Oddball resets. There we saw SSG hold on to their cards a little bit too long and never folded, and just lost the pot as TSM have gathered the Oddball back. Every time you miss a line or miss time a reset, Eli, that's like giving 20 seconds to the opposition. Now they're not going to be hurt too hard for it. Learning from their previous mistake, they do finally reset things, but now the match is just about tied.
Yeah, dead even situation here. TSM spawning on the dummy side, space station. Have good positioning to respond to the positioning of TSM. Should be able to get this ball out. Falcon finds the double. A Druck enters back with the kill of his own. Falcon is on the other side of the map with the snipe, so this sniper might make a big difference in this next play.
With the match as close as it is now, this sniper, DS7 with 7 shots, could absolutely be the difference. But the push is coming in strong from the cuts, and TSM cut Falcon it down. And they should have at least 6 shots. No, still, okay, got fooled by the UI there. 4 shots still left to work with, so still a full magazine for Druck. What's he gonna do with it here? Is he gonna drop the oddball off to his teammate like I suppose? Yes, he does, and now Druck has a free flow snipe to work with. The fadeaway jump shot, looking like he's in the NBA. That was nuts.
I mean, that's a lesson in reticle placement. Knew exactly where to put the reticle in case somebody was crossing top center, and then the reaction time to react to the person showing up on his screen. That was a disgusting snipe. Now the ball's been rotated back green once again. Druck predicting these players to come out the big door as they do, but ball gets played as TSM goes down, so they will maintain a 15-point lead.
What a phenomenal play there from TSM. You got to maybe throw some credit towards Trey, the head coach. Not only did we see the oddball reset by TSM, but Druck positioned himself well enough on the backside of green to where he would reset the sniper as well, not giving SSG a key win condition for a guy, especially like Stellar, on the map. But SSG, despite all that, are able to win the reset, get within 7 seconds, and this hold here might just give him the lead in the end of round 1.
That was a massive kill from Stellar. Suppress finds one as well. Manny had previously taken down Eco, and I thought that might be the first domino to fall for TSM to get control of the map, but the rest of SSG have stabilized and now have taken the lead. All still back green, and look at how much pressure the spawners of TSM are facing. Talik wanted to take a wide route around, but he gets shut out of the equation, and this is just brilliant timing and coordination from SSG, and the John Wick pistol is out. Stellar taking bodies.
There's a reason we've been playing Halo together for 25 years, Eli. John Wick was the first person I thought of when we saw that pistol kill. As Space Station are ready to secure round number 1. Great positioning here by Suppress, ducking right around the corner where none of those grenades take him out, and that was a frustrating sequence for TSM. They were breathing down their neck like a bunch of hungry dogs, but still weren't able to take down Suppressed. Phenomenal positioning with that oddball.
Look at the shots with the pistol. You guys gotta start picking that gun up if you're not picking it up in your ranked lobbies. It outperforms the Bandit at close range. Gotta be good with it though. But here we go, Stellar with his favorite gun, the S7 Sniper, but everyone knows it's his favorite gun, so they're gonna hunt him down.
Faster melee with the sidekick in your front pocket as well.
That's true.
That as Suppressed has the oddball, soul snipe on the other side, has the snipe, lands the body shot. The push is on. You can see the pressure from the left and the right. A perfect collapse from SSG gives them control of the snipe, Camo, and up next is the oddball, but TSM do a great job bouncing back off their back foot, taking down 3. Eco is the last Spartan standing, is able to take down 1, but not before TSM sneak away with the oddball.
Okay, it's a good trade as he goes down. That means the rest of the team can move quicker, and TSM kind of playing from behind now. Stellar has the pistol once again. The sidekick, will it be Andy? No, Talik with some clean movement, just dancing underneath Stellar while he tries to jump over his head. Says no Goomba stomp for you today, Stellar. And he's going to move in with the squad.
And that's why you set your Y-axis sensitivity to a little bit higher than the X-axis. I would imagine Talik has that in his settings, as he was fast enough to look over his shoulder and above his head to take down his opponent. Eco, though, with the oddball once again, a 15-second rolling advantage for SSG with 3 down for TSM. It looks like they're setting up for a rotation here.
Yeah, it looks like the rest of the team spawned at tower, so they know that's the safer part of the map. But look how quickly TSM just crossed straight through top center. Druck flying through the map. Has some help from Talik. You could see he was setting up for the remote detonation if he needed it. Stellar is the last man alive. This is a staggered out Space Station Gaming. How do they play from here? Suppressed. First spawner takes some wide space horizontally towards the back of green. Might catch Manny off guard here. No, it's Druck that's here too, so Stellar or Suppress needs this kill, but unfortunately Kiko's down. TSM should continue scoring.
This all started with Druck positioning himself so well to where Stellar had his back a couple of shots into it, but he used the geometry to make sure Stellar's line of sight was cut off, and They too have been cut off from possession of this oddball, as it's been all TSM ever since that run from Druck, as they're now up by double digits and then some. Falcated and the rest of SSG are storming the tower, and sensing that pressure, TSM are in the well-timed reset.
This is a great bounce back opportunity for TSM, but look at this. They have the cavalry here watching the new oddball. Stellar's got the camo as well, and he's in a great position. Maybe get this one kill onto Talik. Soul Snipe though, clutch kill. That should make it a lot easier for TSM to advance forward, and that could have gone bad, but now TSM, and he's all the way behind Eco, and he has no idea. On top of that, new sniper is coming up. Things looking up for TSM.
Time has been much more of a premium here in round number 2. At this stage in round number 1, with 3:15 left on the clock, both teams had passed 70 seconds. 48-24 here, as TSM have perfectly doubled up on the lead for SSG, and Talik in a 2v2 is going to earn another well-timed rotation. Stellar pushing in though. He's going to stop that, stop the snipe, as TSM reset things once again, comfortable in the lead.
Man, Stellar has really been putting this sidekick to work. Gonna swap it out for the S7, of course, but a nice green gun. Full charge melee coming in from Soul Snipe, expecting another player, but I don't think anybody's home. He should be able to pick up this sniper quite easily. Needs to put it to work here, though, if they want to regain control of this oddball. Oh, look at that movement.
Wow, with control, and despite the movement, the quick slide around the corner, Stellar gets the snipe right back in his hands, and now SSG lead for TSM dwindling into the single digits. They're dwindling in lives. 2 go down. Stellar doesn't feel comfortable and confident to push up on the map with so many of his teammates going down, and you can see that sort of in-between decisions there might have cost him his life.
Yeah, I mean, at a very high frequency, Stellar lands at least a body shot in that situation, and that can be what Space Station needs to push forward. But when he goes down without dealing any damage, it just makes it much harder for Space Station to do much of anything. Stellar's back on the map here and gets the beat down onto Druck, doesn't trade out. That's massive for him to stay alive. Soul Snipe now the last player of TSM alive. Space Station have control. They could come back into this, especially if they can take down Talik quickly off spawn.
Allocated, possessing the oddball, suppressed, taking the back of Talik, as this lead has grown shorter and shorter for TSM. Now within 15 seconds are SSG, and if they can thwart off the push, if they can hold it off one more time, they should be able to regain the lead, and it looks like they're set up to do so. However, 2 go down for SSG. The push finally coming through for TSM through the ace sandbags, and what a big win there from Allocated. Drops the oddball, and then drops Soul Snipe.
Stellar at least burns this camo. Wow, he stays alive, gets the shots down range as well. That's a massive pickup.
He's pushing it towards the spawn.
Stellar's going to try to cut him off through the pillars, but this ball likely to get played as long as the rest of Space Station apply pressure. They do. Stellar's still here to try to keep his teammates alive, so this could still work out in Space Station's favor.
Manny steals the oddball. Will it be a steal, though, for TSM here in round number 2? SSG did such a great job. They actually took down Manny just as he was about to round the corner and push into a waiting team of 4 there, spawning at green. 76-66 now. 120 seconds left in regulation. Stellar pushing up on the pillars. Way more aggressive than Soul Snipe. Soul Snipe looks stationary. Stellar is just holding forward.
Yeah, interesting there. He chucked the ball towards Eco, said, here, you take this, I have camo, but kind of would have preferred that he just kept the ball himself. Regardless, it works out for Space Station. Valcated takes the ball to top tower. TSM need this push to work. Stellar has the sniper, but he's already taken heavy damage, and he goes down. Valcated now probably going to have to play this ball here shortly.
SSG well positioned. He's not close enough to the edge. That ball's not going to get reset.
Wow.
And it might be twice in the map where SSG do not reset where they should have. Oh, Talik knows the spawns are coming through the garage door and shuts down the push. 3 down for SSG. The comeback could be possible in the end game for TSM.
TSM clutching up, but mostly Talik. Look at this, predicting the spawns too. Had the early vision by jumping up and down. Eco and Stellar not making themselves easy targets, though. They know Talik's got the hot hand. He's going to use the repulsor to try to get to safety. Ball's been rotated all the way to B in the process, and is now close to closing out this round. TSM just need a couple more kills, and they've done it. Oh my God, all off of that triple kill from Talik. Wow.
Man, what a play there from Talik. Melee for 1, headshot for 2, and just for good measure, perfect spawn prediction. You could barely see Stellar over the fields of grass and the fields of dreams, it feels like right now for TSM, as they have to have this series. And Eli, they got to have this game. The difference between being the back against the wall, one map ends your life in the Pro League, versus being tied 2-2. This is a massive, massive round number 3.
Before the show, I told LVT himself that I kind of expected this one to go the distance, and so far it's not disappointed. These games have been extremely competitive. Tolic now has the camo. We've seen how on fire he's been today. He's got 18 kills, 13 assists. Technically negative, but I like to see the objective spread out between the entire team here. Gonna find one, but it gets taken down. So what could have been worse for Space Station, they've at least neutralized the danger of the camo.
It just goes back towards the conversation, Eli, around there's more to a kill than just one kill getting added to your stat sheet, right? There's a weight to slays in Halo, and while Tolic might be -3, it's the 3 that secured round number 2 that I'm thinking about. As Stellar pushing in towards Druck's forehead, takes him down with the elbow. As Soul Snipe staying alive in the rat tunnel, he's down to 2 shots, so he does have the disadvantage via the shields, but the positioning is strong enough to keep him alive momentarily. Tolic now backs back onto suppressed. 1v1 finish on the Falcated, and Druck has his back, and he might do so once again.
Yeah, great job from Space Station. It feels like they've just had the answer in so many of these fights to stay alive themselves, call it out, and trust that another teammate will finish the job, and that's exactly what they've done. We've seen Space Station's teamwork not flow in the past, but right now feels like they are a lot more comfortable. They're working well together and got themselves a lead in this round 3.
TSM were able to get the first possession of round number 3, but it's Space Station, the first to reach 30, as they'll have to drop that oddball for now, with Stellar and Falcated both going down.
Oh.
It's on Eco and Suppress to stay alive. Suppress gets bunched by Manny. Eco gets shot in the head by Soul Snipe, and now TSM should have a chance, but the spawns, I think, occurred either on the C platform or maybe far out in the dummy doors or dummy field, and that's going to make it a lot harder for TSM to get back to safety with the oddball, but it looks like they're doing just that.
They've kind of occupied so much map space right there that they weren't 100% sure where the spawns were coming out. I like this rotation from TSM, though. They rotate to Druck's aid, and look at the routing from Manny. Gets all the way behind Eco. It lands the perfect shots, takes no damage, and now he's going to try to surprise his target with the repulse. Does, but Falcated's here with the camo. But regardless, what a well-played sequence from TSM. They've now taken the lead.
41-31. As TSM have the advantage. Oddball gets reset, and Falcated with the camo swoops in and takes, but Manny is not going to allow him to get much further off his perch. As 2 go down for SSG. Stellar, though, does have the snipe in his hands, trying to find an opponent.
Enemy has the ball. Ball drop.
Stellar, it's a long-range shot here. Couldn't find a target. Maybe a little paranoid that someone's going to push him from the key door. Now gets a perfect angle on the oddball player, but the ball still gets played. Can he get more? Landing perfect body shot. Stellar landing shots. Might be able to kill Manny as well. Yeah, the body shot is good, and Stellar is playing lights out right now.
Man, Stellar responsible for all 4 of those slays via the snipe, 1 with the headshot and all the rest with the body, as he's still got 2 shots left to work with. I think he might have seen that player for TSM pushing up above the wall sheet. Want to check on it, it looks like. The garage door. Another body shot lands, and he comes around the corner with a jumper on Manny. 50-50. We're tied.
Despite the good kill, the whole team of Space Station falls shortly thereafter. And look at this. Space Station spawning back green because TSM extended all the way to the tower after they got 4 dead. So they should know that this is where the next set of players are coming from. Soul Snipe, I think, just using himself as bait. This is exactly what TSM want. But I think Space Station have done a good job to push both the garage and through C so that they could have a better push through multiple lanes. But it's unfortunately not working out. The positioning from TSM counters Space Station's perfectly, and TSM are still scoring.
Impressive 30-second stretch there for TSM. We were just tied 50 all. Now it looks like TSM are going to be the first ones to approach the end game of round number 3 with 80 and rolling. Nice nade there. Takes down Manny. Eco pushing in through the middle of the map. Goes down to the melee there from Tolic, but Tolic gets cleaned up by Falcated now. Multiple players for SSG pushing through the small door, and the pressure's too strong for Soul Snipe. It's too strong for TSM. SSG looking to earn the team wipe, and they do.
Wow, this entire retake started with Eco getting 1 kill and getting 2 players no shields before he got taken down. Space Station pounced on the opportunity, cleaned things up, and now have stolen the setup. Eco also has the camo for his troubles, trying to use it primarily for intel. I like this strategy that I'm noticing these teams using, where camo guy often has a bodyguard to just kind of run as a duo. You can keep your camo player alive longer, can maintain that advantage state.
Yeah, I like the deception of that, Eli, where you think one's coming around the corner, but really it's 2. As TSM drop 3, SSG only drop 2. They should maintain positioning here. As Eco with the camo. Speaking of bodyguard, he gets the medal itself. And SSG look really, really good here heading into 80s. They're not in the lead, but they might be soon.
New snipes coming up as well. We've seen Stellar have so many of them this game already. He's in good position to grab another. Talik by himself on the screen, is surrounded by SSG, but Druck somehow flies in from the top rope, is still full shields when he starts his fight against Falcated, but Falcated's too clean with the shots around the scoreboard. And that might seal things. I mean, this is going to come down to the wire, actually. Perfect shots from Suppressed, and he's trying to survive while his teammates show up.
Oh, 5 perfect shots into the quick snap. I didn't know that was possible. A controller. Space Station up by 1.
That snap was crazy. This is going to come down to the wire. Both teams already have a round under their belt. It's going to come down to who wins these last couple of fights. Stellar has 4 bullets left in the sniper. Finds the body of Manny. It's going to slow down TSM. That's going to slow them down even more. And Stellar has a habit of winning games with these snipes, and I think he just did that.
Whoa, 99 seconds! But Talik's the last Spartan standing. I don't think he has much of a chance. And Eco, as the last player alive on the map, will pick up the oddball and pick up the win for SSG.
Unreal ice from Space Station. That no scope was insane from Stellar. Just deleting Druck from the map without him having the opportunity to deal more damage was the difference in them winning that fight. Ultimately, they won that fight by a sliver. Eco was 1 shot and just waited behind the pillar. Yes, his teammate died to the trade, but as long as 1 player survived in the garage, they could pick up the ball for the last second. So just good prioritization of where to stay alive and which players on the map to take down throughout the rest of that game.
If you're just tuning in, don't let the 3-1 series score fool you. This has been one of the closest series we've had yet in the Pro League. Outside of that game 2 where TSM trounced SSG, it's been down to the wire, down to the final slate, down to the final second. But it has been SSG in the end game with slightly better execution. And now TSM have to win 3 in a row. They need the gentleman's reverse sweep if they want to book their ticket to LA.
Yeah, I still don't know exactly. Wait, did Druck? Okay, Druck had the QT. That's why it was confusing. He stuck him and then portaled backwards at the beginning. So that explains what Druck did at the beginning. But man, this was the Stellar show. This guy ended up with 11.6 thousand damage. Had so many snipers. Had a nice one from Druck there, but he was also putting the S7 to work. I mean, this is the MVP Stellar that we were used to seeing.
Yeah. Stellar looks back in full form. Eco's playing his role. And then you got Preston Falcated, arguably 1 and 2 in the Slayer rankings here in the HCS. And it looks like everybody for SSG is playing their role, playing their part. It's been a little too much, especially in the end game. Everything else outside of that has been dead even, but it's the end game execution where SSG have clutched up. Talik with the triple kill there. We saw another jump shot from Druck. Kind of painful, though, Eli, to be watching back at the replays, seeing all these montage clips. You don't get the dub.
Yeah, it's just the execution in the fights. There was a lot of sequences where TSM like maybe over engaged or like over committed to a fight, and Space Station just kind of let them fall into the trap. There was always one more player of SSG waiting to keep their teammate alive. So this is a well-oiled machine. Space Station, they have some low lows, but they're showing that they've got some high highs as well.
All right, here we go. 50-32 in favor of TSM was the previous Slayer in this one, and we got 3. We go all the way to game 7. Pressed and SSG looking to make sure we don't get there, as he's able to secure the double kill, which secures the Rockets.
Okay, Suppressed puts it to work, but misses that first one. Will land the second kill and doesn't give any rockets to the other team. It's all you can really ask for. And then also just waits perfectly. Manny thought he had the timing to clean that kill, but when he goes down without a kill, that just means Space Station will have full map control into the next sequence as well.
I think Manny might have came around the corner thinking Suppressed was a little bit weaker or a little bit more dead to rights than what Suppressed showed. As Eco now pushing in towards the spawn, able to take down one via the assist. Sniper in the hands of Falcated as he earns another no-scope. How many no-scopes have we seen in the series?
A fadeaway jumper headshot, one of the more satisfying ones. Stayed out of melee range the whole time. Because, I mean, if he just walked forward, that was very likely to be a trade, even if he lands the snipe headshot. And this has been all SSG. They want to close this series now. They do not want this series to continue. They're already up by double.
Wow. Yeah, you blink. If you went to grab a Coke or a sandwich, this game's already gotten a little out of hand for TSM. 6-14. It's a 2-wipe advantage for SSG.
Falcated trying to find a position that he can stop TSM from flowing through this snipe side of the map. Soul Snipe, I think, was trying to play patient here. Now he's forced to take this fight with Falcated. It's an awkward one, and he wins it. Burns the snipe ammo in the process, and Eco will clean it up afterwards anyway. So despite what felt like a potential bounce back opportunity, Space Station used it to further their lead.
Can't lean too hard into the trades if you're SSG, but you can certainly play for them and happily take them at this point. Up 11-19. Rockets up in about 25 seconds, and it looks like SSG are preemptively set up for it.
Yeah, Druk has a potential sneaky route here. I don't know if he's been spotted. That slide might have given away his location. Now he's definitely given away his location. But look at Falcated's shot. This guy does not miss. While falling, that's not an easy set of shots to land, but with the vertical sensitivity high enough, he can land the perfect shots while falling and just really strengthen their stranglehold on this game.
Falcated. Bringing back memories of fallacy from the early and mid 2000s as he's playing like straight ripping out of the classic Halo era. Falcated 8-3-1. TSM down 8.
Falcated's got to be one of the hardest pivs in the game. This guy does not miss shots very frequently. You've got to count your blessings if he ever misses a shot against you. But also just look at the power weapon control, the map positioning. Space Station looking so comfortable. This is also if you'll keep in mind, this was the last map that Space Station won when they beat Shopify in the Pro Series earlier this week. So they're looking very good on Origin Slayer.
19-28. Now 20-28. That 2-wipe advantage for SSG has been there from the very beginning. Tolic, though, with the double kill. You could argue needed the triple or even the over to really get his team back into this one, facing elimination in this series and in the Pro League as a whole. If they lose this game, they've got to get it together, and they've got to do it now.
Yeah, this would secure the rankings and guarantee the land positions, if I'm not mistaken, if SSG get this win. TSM truly with their backs against the wall. Down in this game, down in this series, down on the map, it seems. Suppress, one bullet, a sniper to work with. Thrust into literally nothing. Not sure what that was about, but it doesn't matter. They're still up by 8.
24-32. You're right. Just copy pasta up by 8, and that's what SSG has been all throughout the closeout game number 5 here. As Suppressed, staying alive. 11 kills to his name. 10 for Falcated. Tolic does have 10 on the other side, but everybody else needs to pick up the pace. And another update for the score. As still an 8-point lead here for SSG. Can TSM finally bring it to within 1 possession? If they can get it to within 4, Eli, heading into the 40s, I think they're in an okay spot. But as I say that, 3-4 go down, and now the lead is ballooned to double digits.
And look at this. They've got enemies on both sides. They're coming off spawn in the base, but there's nowhere to go. Soulsnipe forced to hide in the back of the base. He gets traded out. Falcated and Eco are here. They force TSM to go through the top bridge of this base, and they have been able to get out. So despite being in a pretty bad position, TSM played off spawn quite well there. But it doesn't matter if Suppressed isn't missing, because they're just going to continue to trade out.
So much of the action occurring in the base. I'm not sure how much attention Falcated will get going for the rockets. He does finally get turned on, and it's Soulsnipe actually stealing the rockets, but he has to stay alive, has to hit that rocket, but he buckets instead.
Shout out to Chris Chris Puckett. Any old heads in chat? Any sneaky beavers? They know about the Puckett Rockets, but right now this is TSM in a position where they've got to start keeping each other alive. It's not enough to just get kills, because if you get a kill and then die right after, you're just making the map even easier for SSG. I like this route from Manny. He's gonna get some good damage down. And just like that, they've kept each other alive. Manny might get another. Oh! It's a 6-kill difference. Eco's kind of buying time, and Suppress is here to help as well.
Had to have that slay. Eco stays alive all the while, and he's now joined the double-digit party with 11 to his name, 5 assists, 10 deaths, 40-48.
Wow.
Now, Eli, status update. It's still an 8-point game.
I mean, this is a masterclass in having the lead and just trading out. Space Station have, I believe, I don't want to speak too absolutely, but I believe that secures their spot in the LAN finals.
SSG, outside of a few math calculations, have secured their trip to LA for the $50,000 LAN finals of the LVT Halo Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion, as they put on an absolute clinic. Really impressive performance there, Eli, after losing the previous Slayer by about a stake.
I mean, going into this, we looked at the stats for this SSG lineup, and they were all negative in their Pro Series as a whole. So for them to bounce back, they beat Shopify Rebellion. Now they beat TSM, and you know, the first half didn't treat them very well, but Space Station are starting to figure things out, and they're looking damn scary. The top 3 better watch out.
If you had to theorize the ultimate, the quintessential SSG Slayer performance, you just got that in a closeout game number 5. 11, 12, 13, 14. So the grouping is perfect. It relates to me that everybody's playing their 25%. Furthermore, everybody played their role. Suppressed and Falcated, the 2 main Slayers, had the most slays, and then Eco and Stellar with a wonderful complementary Slayer game there. Secure the series for SSG. Welcome to LA.
Interestingly, I think, did SSG have less assists than TSM? If we could take a look at the assist column. Yeah, Druck had 12. It feels like a pretty low assist game for Space Station. But they must have just been, I mean, a lot of it is having the rockets and, you know, just getting a kill straight up without needing an assist. But like, yeah,
33 to 23.
Kills,
33 to 23, Eli. You are on the ball. The assists were heavily favoring TSM. You'd figure that's a key stat to speak of in the post game. But despite getting out assisted by 10, SSG win by about 10. That's a statistical anomaly if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, you do not see that very frequently. Typically, the team with more kills is going to have more assists. That just makes sense. But Space Station just winning their 1v1 fights. They have 4 of the most skilled individual players in the world. So it doesn't surprise me that they're often winning those ones. But here we see the standings now updated to reflect, unfortunately, TSM 1-5. I think that does mean that is the end of the road for them. They have one more series to play, but I don't think it's possible for them to make up the deficit.
I imagine it would have to come down to a tiebreaker if Complexity were to lose out and TSM were to get to 2, but I believe Complexity's already beat TSM. So I got a little bit of update here for you. LAN teams confirmed. Cole beat TSM. So yeah, that was answering my question. Louis is in my mind. So Cole beat TSM head-to-head. So no matter what, even if TSM can get to 2 and Complexity lose out, they've secured the tiebreaker in their spot in LA. So that is about set, ladies and gentlemen. That 1 through 6 are teams you can expect to see here in the $50,000 LAN finals in just a few weeks.
Yeah, congratulations. We're going to be there. Well, you're not going to be there, are you, Hunter?
Going to be casting, though. Hopefully. We can VMix in. I'm still going to bring the energy. You won't have to worry about me not being there and not bringing the hype. But
so I'll feel your disembodied voice in my ears while I'm casting without you physically present?
Right. Exactly right. Okay. So, yeah. Moving around a few things for work, making sure I can make it to the last 2 events in October. You know, PTO, all that fun stuff that Chad has to deal with. I do, too. So we will see you guys at the LVT Halo Pro League finals. Looking forward to casting that. And then what a way to head into the playoffs. And then the final World Championship for Halo Infinite. What a godsend LVT and Shopify Rebellion have been setting this up for us, making sure that the very, very best form of Halo is what we're going to witness in the final month.
Yeah, and there's still more Pro League matches. So despite the LAN teams being guaranteed now, there's still more games to be played so that you guys can enjoy some awesome Halo and so that the seeds can be narrowed down as well. So the next series is going to be between OpTic and Complexity. See some OpTic fans in the chat. Always excited to watch these guys play. So this should be a good one. I think it's going to be it for me and Mikowski, though. And we'll have some new casters coming in.
Yep, that will do it. SSG, stamp their ticket to LA and send TSM packing. Well, I guess really just close the suitcase because you ain't heading out, as they'll have to stay home, won't make it to the Pro League finals in LA. As we get set for the next series of the day, we got OpTic and Complexity up next.
Double kill. Double kill. Double kill.
I'm walking on a tightrope, and I wish I could touch the ground. My future's covered in snow, but my head is up in the ground. And maybe this will all fade after one bad day, and I'll be okay. But my life is in the worst place, and I can't wait for heartbreak to run. Are we just backseat lovers? Am I just wasting my time?
Double kill.
Moving fast undercover, 'cause I know you'll never be mine. Loving on the low can leave me kinda lonely. If you can see what I see, I'll just take a backseat. For now, I'll just take a backseat. I'll just take a backseat. I'll just take a
Double kill. Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Snipe. Snipe. On a bounce. Ball.
Yeah, it hurts sometimes. It's all I got to say. Sick and tired of all the games that my head wants to play. Yeah, it hurts sometimes.
Double kill. The ball.
Waking up this way. My
mind is slipping away, now looking for an escape. Hey, but the way that you look at me, I'm so lost that it's all I see. And those eyes are my therapy, takes me right out of the rain. And the knife wants to fuck with me. Yeah, there's no place I'd rather be. Cause your face is my remedy, makes me forget all the pain. When I can't see straight. I can't see straight.
Double kill. Double kill.
I can't see straight. I can't see straight. Yeah, it's hard to make sense. It's all I got to say. Yeah, I feel like I'm suffocating. I never know what to say. Yeah, the memories have gotta go. I'm not over it and get jealous. Feel like I'm about to break. Yeah, never know what to say. But the way that you look at me, I'm so lost that it's all I see. And those eyes are my therapy, takes me right out of the rain. Takes me right out of the rain. Life wants to fuck with me. Yeah, there's no place I'd rather be. Cause your face is my remedy, makes me forget all the pain. When I can't see straight. When I can't see straight. When I can't see straight. I can't see straight. Ooh, I don't know, but it's something on the fire, giving me something that I blind. Ooh, I don't know, but it's something on the fire, giving me something that I blind. And I can't see straight. When I can't see straight. Treasures I don't hold, and though the shine is dulled, that's how I'll always think of you. You were a young one then, but everyone begins. We were just children, heaven was a dream away. From monsters, I wish I could say that the keys that you were searching for and the giants of the past have turned to dust. The world is ours to take, and no, it's not too late. The world is ours to take, and no, it's not too late.
as children, and heaven was a dream away. Running from monsters, I just wanna say that the keys that you were searching for, and the giants of the past have turned to dust. The world is ours to take, and you know it's not too late. Not too late.
If all my love has got you feeling too much, it's feeling too much for you, then all my love is gonna dance with someone that shows love not you. If all my love.
Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LVT Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. My name's Active. I'm going to be joining you alongside of Tools. And guys, we've got the standings for the $50,000 land pool. We have the 6 teams that will be invited to that land. What do you think of what's transpired throughout this entire Pro League so far?
Yeah, it seems like things are going to be set in stone with the last match between TSM and SSG going to Space Station. That's going to make it a lot simpler for everyone else here today. We know that it's going to be SSG that gets that 6th spot. Complexity have won the tiebreaker against TSM, so even if TSM wins their final match and Complexity loses out, they'll come out on top on the tiebreaker. So we know who's going to Los Angeles.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, today you're going to see OpTic Gaming against Complexity. You can see that OpTic Gaming, they've got their perfect record, right? They lost their second map. It was Lattice in the last Pro League, the last time they played. But they keep that 5-0 record, which is just absolutely beautiful. I'm really excited to see how today's matchup goes as Complexity once again finds themselves against this OpTic roster.
Now, with that, going into today, can OpTic Gaming do a clean sweep, Tim? It's like, it feels, I mean, like, come on, they've only lost 2 maps this entire Pro League. They have Complexity this week and TSM next week. Like, these guys could be batting perfect for the Swiss section of Pro League, round robin section of Pro League.
Right, yeah, I mean, these guys have solidified themselves as the best team in the HCS, and they continue to do so. Obviously, they didn't win at SLC, but I truly think, like, they're the powerhouse, right? If they're all playing their best game, I think that this team has, like, so much, just that all-star potential. Like, they remind me of, like, a final boss, like Legend and Bound, a Legend and Renegade. These guys are just disgusting, and here you see it. Legend and Renegade, 1.3 KD for each of them. That is amazing, right? That's a very high KD. You're getting 1.3 kills each life. I mean, that's insane.
A lot of firsts, a lot of seconds on those standings there. That's within the entire Pro League. And one thing that always is so impressive to me about Legend in particular is not only is he doing it, having that second highest KD, the highest damage dealt per life, the second highest damage taken per life, but he also is the second longest oddball carrier in the Pro League. He has the 11th most scars, which is the steals, captures, capture assists, returns, and secures in flag. Like, this man is the definition of Mr. Do It All. Legend is truly a bona fide superstar in Halo. Like when people think back in 10 years about the Halo Infinite era, there's gonna be the Legend era when he came to North America and immediately had his impact be known.
Yeah, and he's a player that takes it very seriously as well. And you can tell a lot of people talk about his aura, and it's just because he came into this team you're coming on an organization like OpTic Gaming where, I mean, this is a prestigious organization, right? You're coming onto this org and you're showcasing, you understand how important, you know, you being in this position is. And he really is that player that, you know, shows up, always puts his best foot forward every single time, sometimes even keeps his team in line. And they've talked about how important that has been, right? I mean, you're talking about a formal that this guy has won championships in multiple titles, controller player of the year. I mean, there's some prestigious players on this roster, and Legend just comes in and says, you know what? I belong here. And he's proven that.
On the other side, Complexity had a very strong start to Pro League, but it hasn't gone great for them in these last few weeks. Complexity, I feel like, need to get back to that starting form that we saw them at the beginning of the year. Everyone's, you know, hovering around that 1.0 KD, but it was really high highs for Complexity when we started, and it's just been slowly trickling down since.
Yeah, I think Rynoob's the player for me that has really kind of set this Complexity roster up. I think every time you talk about Rynoob as a player, obviously he's been in the game for a very long period of time. I think 2 decades now in the franchise of Halo competing. I just think he brings a lot to the roster in terms of just the way he thinks about the game. You'll hear every professional talking about the way he thinks about the game. The question that you just brought up, and the thing that's on my mind, is how do you use that experience to elevate this roster to bring them to the next level? I think that's the toughest part, right? You've gotten to this point. I think everyone understands Complexity is a very solid roster, but Rynoob as a player, Mental, King, Nick, Cherish, they're not okay with that top 6, that top 8. They want to go further. And I think, you know, to me, it's the question is, where do we go? Like, how do we get there, right? How do we get to that point? I think it's possible, but again, I'm unsure of the road they'll take.
Well, one thing that's always scary, especially for Complexity here, is when you start your series off with those dual sniper maps. We know how strong OpTic Gaming is when they get those controls. I mean, think back to what we saw earlier this week when they played Omit on Fortress, a very similar style of map where you get those 2 snipers up, you get those complementary angles. This game could be over in a flash. It's going to be mission critical for Complexity to deny those power weapons to OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, you talked about that Fortress, you know, 1 minute and 44 seconds, I think it was. Probably the quickest Fortress game we have ever experienced, we've ever had. And, you know, Forbidden, they had one of the quickest Forbidden games as well, if I remember correctly, a couple months back. So this OpTic roster, obviously very solid in the 2 sniper map region. Very excited to see what they do here on Forbidden. Again, Complexity has a lot to prove. Complexity has a lot to learn. And I think this is some good practice for Complexity. And, you know, what better practice than to play for $1,000 and, of course, seeding for this LVT Pro League LAN. Again, in partnership with Shopify Rebellion, we give them lots of love for, you know, putting this prize pool up for each of these series. I'm really excited to see how things pan out. And again, Forbidden is going to be one of those where it just kind of ends up who gets that snipe, who gets the nest control. If you don't know how to play Forbidden, it's a big thing where push the nest. Make sure you get to the opposing player's nest. Make sure you defend your nest. Those are the 2 most important parts of this game. Very important to do both of those. And we'll see potentially if they're able to do that. There it is, Cherish. Lots of damage goes in. Bound down to no shields. Cherish going to try and stay alive once again. He's in the base of OpTic. His objective is to play his life as long as humanly possible. And he ends up going down. Renegade understands the process here, right? Make sure to take Cherish out of your base. It'll allow you to push forward. And then we'll see it 3 down for OpTic Gaming. This is an opportunity now for Complexity to get control. But you see, they do give up that nest side control. Why? It's because Renegade's in their base right now, causing a havoc, and he's been alive this entire time, but he's got to come back at some point because Mental's doing work with that snipe, almost gets the triple. He's no longer Men 7 All, ladies and gentlemen. He's changed his name, and apparently mental is destroying things.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like mental to see what he's been able to do early in this game. I mean, they've already got that flag just about home off that damage. It's just Renegade and Legend back here, but I should just say it's two of the best players in the Pro League ready to try to stop this flag from Complexity.
I mean, let's create the storyline here, though. Renegade has been alive this entire time. He infiltrated the base. I think he even took a 2-on-1. He was in the base the entire time. Legend comes in to assist him. Renegade is still alive, by the way. And, I mean, this is just insane, right? They're potentially going to get this flag in, but Renegade doing all he can to just be a nuisance.
That Renegade's still just alive, and he even got the flag out with a couple players going down. Is there anyone really here from Complexity to take him down? No, he'll get his shields back, and this flag is likely to keep its way forward, especially with Legend having that overshield in the front lines. Everything is going right for OpTic Gaming, and it all started with these two. Legend and Renegade blew open the position and now have been able to pull a flag back home, tying this up at 1 apiece.
You've got to understand the implications of having a thorn that large in your side. It's painful, ladies and gentlemen, and you can't get it out. It just continues to stay in your base, and it's Renegade, right? That entire play facilitated by him. The fact that he lives, yes, they get that flag cap while he's in their base, but now they've secured a potential 2 flag caps based off of his pressure. He's 4-0, has not died yet, and King Nick is trying to take him out to the best of his ability, but my goodness gracious, Renegade will not fall.
With that, just more and more damage that's going down, but not the kill onto King Nick. That's going to be the struggle as you see OpTic Gaming having to come back and deal with him. King Nick just doing his best to finesse.
Well, Renegade goes down twice now. It is 3 down for Complexity, a tie game, obviously, but as you saw, that second flag goes in as well. This is what OpTic Gaming do so well. Yes, you give up that first flag cap. They understand, though, that 1 flag cap a minute into the game, or 2 minutes into the game, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to win, or I'm sorry, it's not going to lose them the game. It's not going to lose OpTic the game. So they play for the long game. They play for the long run, and they've gotten 2 flag caps because of it. This is just phenomenal work by OpTic Gaming. And you see, of course, it is Cherish that does fall off the map there. Couldn't find even footing, but it is Legend with that sniper. And we talked about Legend and Renegade. Once again, Renegade being a big thorn in the side while Legend gets that sniper. Oh, look, Cherish gets 2. And this is exactly what you're looking for here. OS in the hands of Cherish as well, as he potentially gets another.
With that, Cherish should have the ability to move up on this map, trying to get more and more damage down, but trying to be slow and methodical at the moment.
Oh, he has to get these couple of kills, and it's not going to happen. It will be 2 down for Complexity. King Nick playing his life, but he's going to get double pushed there. And OpTic Gaming, they have Complexity on a bit of a cycle.
With that, Legend trying to stay up and in position, with multiple players just wrapping around Rhinoobs in such a precarious spot deep into the lines of OpTic Gaming, but no one else really here to help him. It's all on him to try to take down Formal, and he'll do just that. Hyper aggressive as Rhinooob. He almost took 2, but by the time he gets the damage down on Legend, the help is there, and now Complexity have this flag out. This could be their tying effort here.
Yeah, this is beautiful. 3 down for OpTic Gaming. Formal's very forward, but they understand, again, the timings here. Formal's going to go down to no shields, which means he'll get cleaned up pretty quickly. And you can see the overextension on a Rhinooob, making sure Legend doesn't get any sort of damage in. This will be a tying cap here unless something crazy happens. There it is. It gets punched in. 2-2.
With that, now it really just comes down to probably 1 execution set piece, right? Being able to get into this base and find that opening break. Whoever does that first, I think, is likely to get these flags back home. They've been very effective and efficient when they've gotten these opportunities from both sides. It's just which piece is going to fall first. It looks like Legend will be that first to fall. Can Complexity continue on their push?
Well, OpTic do have their nest side control, so it's important they stay alive there, but there's got to be an overextension towards the back of base because Complexity can still pull this flag onto main ramp. Got a couple of things though. It's gonna be overshield and that sniper coming up here shortly. Ryan Noob's gonna take care of one. That's a perfect. That's gonna be OS though in the hands of Legend. He gets away.
I cannot believe he got away. I mean, like how is Legend still alive, able to get away, and now might be able to provide a second opportunity? King Nick's been hiding in the back, but that's an extra shielded Legend.
Oh my goodness, there's no way.
There's no way. He just got it, and now with Formal pressuring the sniper player, this flag is more than well on its way. It's up to Mental, but Overshield Legend will stay alive. OpTic Gaming and Legend have done it. What a brilliant run.
Oh, this man is just, he is a generational talent. I truly mean that. And it's cool, right? Because Legend's a player who just does it all. We're talking about getting the overshield, preemptively throwing a sticky at an angle he knew King Nick would peek, because King Nick's gonna peek. Gets that stick, runs the flag on top of it all, gets the game-winning cap. I mean, my goodness gracious, this guy, like, I'm telling you right now, I know we're coming towards the end of Halo. I know there's been rumblings about him saying Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that. Hey, you know, wherever he decides to go, but I'm just glad we got to witness this man. He is one of the most talented players we've seen in decades.
With that, I mean, when you look at the end of the slays, OpTic Gaming does end up outslaying Complexity, but it's not by a significant margin. In fact, it felt like it was the efficiency of OpTic Gaming that really got the job done, especially from Legend. I mean, usually Legend doesn't go negative 1K on the damage dealt to damage taken ratio. Like, that was phenomenal, his ability to basically execute when he was given his opportunities, because there wasn't many that he had that game. He just made the most of them when they came.
OpTic Gaming, you said efficiency tools. We've seen so much efficiency out of this roster lately. And you're not seeing like crazy outslay capability or any of that. You're not seeing like a, they're leading by 20 kills, 10 kills, even, 30 kills in the slay, department. They are just making sure to win the games, making sure to get that objective in, making sure again to, what's the winning formula? How do you win the game? And that's the objective. They've done it time and time again. We'll see how Complexity can answer back. It is Cherished with the camo in his hands.
Already hunting down these players of OpTic Gaming. Cherished is not hesitating whatsoever onto those pushes, but that might not have been the play, right? When you think about it, with camouflage being 45 seconds long, it seems to be preferable to have your camo player kind of slow down the game, right? It doesn't feel great for the camo only to get one kill in that situation.
Not with a 45-second camo, absolutely not. I think I was talking about this before. I think it's a lot more to do with this camo and the timing and the fact that it comes up every 2 minutes. It's a lot more to do with just getting damage in, staying alive. Not necessarily cleaning up kills anymore. That added 15 seconds is ginormous. But Complexity hold on to this lead by 1. Never mind, it's gone. Formal gets the kill. It is Mental, though. It does trade on to Legend, but he's got 2 more players to deal with on the carbine side. And what game sense to know to reroute in that scenario?
Mental able to find Bound with the back turn towards him. Easy shots to finish it. He might be able to get Legend. Oh! Ooh, Legend just dodged it. He was maybe off by a centimeter or 2 there, but Legend able to make the most of that missed shot.
Yeah, it's a little way to mix up your strafe right there, right? Do a couple of tiny strafes and then extend on the last shot. It just it makes it mixy. It's a little bit tough because people don't understand, but a lot of your shooting in a 1v1. Some of it has to do with predicting where that player is going to go or where that player is going to be. King Nick predicts perfectly there, gets the Hail Mary onto Bound, but Legend's there once again to pick up the pieces. Complexity, though, they lead by 3.
And with that, Ryan was able to get the camouflage. That's the second one now for Complexity. OpTic Gaming, they're still within reach right now, but if they keep letting these camouflages go the other way, you have to feel that lead is going to continue to grow. Ryan only able to get 1, though, and that's the second time this game that the camouflage has only gotten 1 kill for Complexity. So they've had great control of it, but it's been traded out pretty effectively thus far from OpTic Gaming.
It's the important thing. Take out that camo quickly. Look at the route by Bound all the way through the P1 side. Glad we caught that. Wait a minute.
Hey, I
careful.
I saw the elbow out. I think it would have counted too. He's thinking, man, I hit that ninja. I hit that one, but no, not gonna get it this time around. The lead stays at 3.
You gotta be careful of those elbows. 3 kills, like you said, the lead here, 23. Can complexity extend it? That's the important thing, right? You don't want to keep it this close against a team like OpTic Gaming. Legend, you see the double push happening on the util side. Spawn comes in. It's Ryan Noob deep inside the util. He counters back, and it's going to be complexity holding forward. They get the kill on the Renegade. It's 2 down for OpTic.
Ryan Noob just moving all the way from the car lane to the P side. I think they're going to try to catch OpTic off guard here by moving all these numbers, but Legend and Renegade seemingly have caught that completely out. They pushed them back, and OpTic Gaming have now won on that car side. So they left car side to overwhelm on P. That wasn't successful, and now Formal's gotten through. OpTic Gaming has spacing now.
What will they do with the spacing? Formal gonna try and push to help Legend here. They've got a push also on the util side. Legend's gonna stay alive as well. It was 3 down for complexity momentarily. The 4th player is going to be Mental. He falls as well, but think about it, right? He's the last one to die, and he's on the black screen for a little bit of time. If OpTic can get to the spawns quickly here, they might be able to take that numbers advantage and run with it.
And with that, Renegade got the first camo for OpTic Gaming as well. When Complexity had that spawn trap, they were up, they were down by, or I should say OpTic was down by 4. By the time that spawn trap's over, they've tied the game up. They got those camouflages away. That feels like a huge misstep from Complexity. And OpTic Gaming are just so hard to put out of a game. Like, they will consistently be there ready to fight. They've taken a small lead now, and that's without them even having like true control of the map.
It's all about Mental dying in a staggered way. Now OpTic Gaming have taken that control of the map that you talk about. 35-34 now. Legend's gonna go in to get a trade. It is 2 down for OpTic though. Renegade's gonna go down as well. Unfortunate timing there out of him. He's having a really solid game, but Mental's gonna take advantage of his aggressive push.
Got 36 all in this game right now. But man, every time OpTic Gaming seems to be corralled and trapped, they find a kill. And oh, Renegade! He got those 2 of them hunting him down. He gets pulled. Double kill for Renegade and a true 1v2. He comes out the sole victor.
Yeah, this is what makes Renegade such a good player. I talk about it pretty often, but it's those low percentage fights that he's able to win. A 2v1 in a scenario where all those resources, half the team is sent to take out Renegade in a very prime position, and he's just able to thwart them both. This is exactly what makes OpTic so good. Legend continuing on now. This could be another kill for OpTic, but Complexity still hold that lead by 2.
Complexity refusing to let OpTic get too much of a surge on some of these plays, but OpTic Gaming always ever present. Seems like they are finding the trades at the right time, and oh no, none of those kills come through. Ryan Noob's nade finally takes one with them, but not before OpTic Gaming have gotten the lead, and camouflage is now up on the map as well, and OpTic Gaming seemingly have the better position.
I'm just really impressed by Complexity here to keep this, just to keep this in their hands. The position by OpTic is really strong, but yeah, like they've just done such a good job to continue to trade over and over.
Yeah, like in this game, it feels like it's been OpTic's for the last, minute or so of gameplay, but Complexity, the reality is they're right there. They're fighting the trades, and they're down just by 1. It's 2 kills needed for OpTic Gaming, but Complexity, 1 wipe will get it done. Mental ties it up. Legend checking this corner. Mental's caught out, but Formal's there. He will get the kill. 49-48.
1 more kill is all OpTic need, and you see it's Renegade trying to run away there. Formal checkmate. It's gonna be a kill out of him to get the 50th, and OpTic Gaming do it once again.
Wow, and that was such a tough game that OpTic Gaming had to go through to be on top. Complexity, I think on paper, played a much stronger game that first half. And OpTic Gaming, they started to find their footing and be, that OpTic Gaming that we expect towards the end of that game. But I was really impressed that they didn't let Complexity create like a lead that was that they wouldn't be able to overcome. And to me, it was impressive that they stayed in. Bound probably having one of those frustrating games where nothing was going his way. I mean, he ends 6-16, but it's the assists that catches me, right? 15 assists. Like the kills just weren't going his way that time, but his teammates were helping him, right? Being able to finish off those one shots that he would normally get. And I think that probably was the difference between this being a Complexity win and OpTic Gaming.
And you saw, I want to talk about that very last kill real quick, right? What were they doing in that last kill? Chasing Renegade. Why were they doing that? Because for the past 2 games, Renegade has just been a thorn in the side. It started out on Forbidden, in your base the entire game. You just want to get him out of those positions. And again, you know, you do that, but he's thinking 2 steps ahead. He's baiting you into his entire team. Just a beautiful end to that game. But now we go to Lattice, ladies and gentlemen, the newest map in the HCS rotation, and it's going to be King of the Hill.
And some of these hills are going to be really tough to get, especially the first one off ramp. It goes into that open ice area, hyper exposed. The only way you can get cover is behind a down Pelican, I think, and what, a shroud screen. So it's going to be a rough fight off the start. But OpTic Gaming and Complexity, they'll have one clear thing on the mind: power up our weapon control. Those snipers and these open sight lines can make for a deadly combination.
Formal and Renegade, they've got Cherish trapped, and they understand that. They take him out. Bound's going to go down on the side of OpTic. And you saw Complexity did have that hill for a moment, but they're going to get out of it due to the pressure that's being dealt here. Formal looking for that opening. It's very important to get that opening. As you can see, there's honestly a lot of cover. You'd expect there not to be. There is a lot of cover on this hill. You've got the shroud you talked about. There's a couple of rocks. The QT can be utilized as well. And Ryan Noob, of course, he's using that rock to his advantage the entire time.
All right, he was like, we used to ride these puppies for thousands of miles. You don't think I can stay behind this rock? I'll guide this rock to victory. But eventually, he's able to get about over half that hill. I will say, you make it sound like a Depression era meal. Like, there's so much cover out here. It's just a rock. It's one rock that they have to stay behind. But I mean, you saw how effective Ryan was like using that cover. It's not necessarily easy to get those shots into hill. And in fact, you probably need to have a little bit more emphasis on those perimeters. It's really those players. Oh, King Nick triple kill. Give me a second, because that was a little dirty. But you see the outside where Renegade's heading, where to the left. Like, that's really where you need to be to find those angles into hill.
See if they're able to close out this hill. You can see Complexity are very, very close to doing so. Legend gets a couple of kills, though. Has that sniper to work with. Mental's in his face. That's the 3rd kill. That triple goes in. I didn't think we were getting the timing on that. We did. And Complexity find themselves on the respawn screen. And there's that efficiency from OpTic once again.
Inside of it, and now with that, I don't think Complexity is going to have a great shot at getting this contest anytime soon, but they did win those nades. And honestly, maybe a little heads up there from Legend just to get out. He wants to get back with his team and try to push right away, but can they get in and contest in time is the question. It was high risk. Doesn't end up working that time, as they weren't able to get those kills, but with those 3 down, they will be able to win the rotation towards next. That'll be OpTic Gaming's next strategy.
I'm telling you, man, I know the way that first hill looks, but you look at every other hill, there's no hill that has cover within the hill. You're just able to move around. Like, it's difficult to nade. You've got that shroud to use as well. That hill is so good. That second one, though, it's got a bit of a positional advantage, right? You can cover areas really well, and it's going to be Ryan Noob that tries to infiltrate onto this hill. Legend goes down. That's a great chow out of him, and it's a killjoy as well.
I was able to just get a big win, but as soon as things were going right for Complexity, it's Renegade that shows up. A double kill for him, and with them getting 3 down at that moment, it means Sniper just goes into the hands of Formal for free, and he doesn't miss shots like that. King Nick feeling the punishment. Cherish trying to stop. Nothing stopping Formal. Oh my, couple of hard shots to hit, but he didn't waste any of it. And by the time all that was done, while Formal's hitting those shots, OpTic Gaming, they got their first hill on board. It's tied game.
Yeah, once they got in that hill, they solidified it. There's no stopping them there. And it's all about that perimeter that you talked about too. I think it's like, it's a factor on a lot of maps in the map pool that we have, but I think more so on this one. And you see, once again, it is Formal. Finds that sniper once again. He went down with it. Ended up getting off a spawn. And now he's got it in his hands, and it puts it to use onto Cherish. He's the first one to fall. And OpTic Gaming getting this time, and Formal gets another body shot into Mental, but not able to clean it up.
Sends Bound back towards King Nick. Says, you finish this one, and King Nick trying to have seconds. Renegade will end up finding the trade, but during all this chaos, OpTic Gaming have just been standing in this hill, soaking up more and more of this time. By the time Cherish gets here, his teammates have been cut down, and he won't be able to challenge him. Renegade got that split spot. Renegade's flanking in at the moment while Cherish is trying to do all this. OpTic Gaming are swarming the remaining players.
They're just gonna get this hill. It's insane. So clean. Once again, 2-1. 2 down for OpTic. Renegade at least gets the beat down. Legend not gonna be able to clean it up.
Legend?
My God. No, that was Bound. I thought it was Legend, dude. I was gonna freak out.
But Legend hit a crazy, like Legend's getting shot on the side. Like Bound gets a crazy kill, but Legend like he hits the little drop back and it perfects the guy on the bridge while getting shot from 2 different positions. Like that's just crazy individually from every player in OpTic right there. It's like awesome to watch.
I thought he late jumped and then got the kill on that other player. Just disgusting.
No, he late jumped, but he got the perfect shot on the player top. It's like okay, crazy, dude. Like just crazy.
King Nick showing a bit of craziness with his shots. He gets 2. And that lead still looming here for OpTic Gaming. Complexity looking for some sort of an answer. It's going to be formal. That's the first player forward. But oh my gosh, Ryanoob gets the beautiful perfect on the hit.
We're seeing a lot of stars in the feed. That's for sure. It feels like perfect kills are abundant. And oh, Jared!
Double kill.
What a peek out. He has all the confidence in the world. He'll take down Bound. And this is a very important hill for Complexity. The difference between tying this up at 2 and going down 3-1 with probably not that much time left on the clock after is, the difference between this game basically being secured for OpTic and having a chance at the comeback.
Such a difficult hill to get, literally on that bridge. Such a a great group of sight lines that you can utilize. Legend making it a bit difficult.
Yeah. There's nowhere, like, we delayed the inevitable, but sometimes delay is all you can do. 3 going down for OpTic Gaming with Sniper getting up. This is a great opportunity for Complexity. What I actually really like about this catwalk hill, like when it goes low, I feel like you have to have 2 players, one towards that tower and the other one towards B. But Cherish, he's hunting down with the sniper. The split spawns came in for OpTic. No, he didn't get the kill on the Legend. And foremost split spawn is breaking open the position. Complexity goes 3 down.
No one died on the side of OpTic. They're all alive. Finally, Renegade falls to a sticky on a King Nick. But oh my goodness, look how close they are to getting this hill. And you talked about how important this hill is, but OpTic are not letting go of this, and they've got the slays once again.
This is heartbreaking for Complexity. It felt like they were in a premium position, but they just went 3 down once again. OpTic Gaming put their 3rd hill on. 2 minutes, 9 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time probably for Complexity to make something happen, but it feels like OpTic Gaming's engine has been revved. Like they are just not losing gunfights.
Man, this engine's got a lot. I'm not a car guy. It's got a lot of horsepower, though. Let me tell you something. They go quick. My goodness, this OpTic Gaming roster, it's just, they're just so good.
Like they don't know what it's like. I'm not an engine person, but they got a lot of horses in there. Oh man, how many horses does OpTic Gaming have? Like 100, 200? What do you think, man?
I don't know, man.
Well, not enough, because the horses of Complexity make their way through. They're stampeding through that hill. They've been able to get in, and OpTic Gaming kind of scattered to the wind. But oh my, every time it feels like OpTic Gaming should lose a gunfight, they come out on top.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's been the storyline since this team was put together. It's just multiple players on this roster, all 4 of them, that can win those individual fights that you're not supposed to win, and they do it time and time again. You can see this hill already almost complete here for OpTic Gaming. Mental, the last player alive. What is he gonna do? Nothing, because Renegade is dominating.
When did Renegade get into that position? He finds 3 kills. Legend's running away at like bottom mid, and then on the other side we swap over to Renegade, and he's just obliterating Complexity. It's like he's just he's Mr. Do It All at the moment, and it feels like that 1-2 punch, man. That tandem, it's like 2 heavyweight boxers in the ring at the same time going up against this Complexity roster. It's like you run away from the other, you got Renegade beating you down with his right fist. You try to go the other way, the left hook of Legend's coming through. There's just nowhere to run.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've got to say, and like right there, I'm not joking. So Cherish was shooting at him, right? And I was like, Renegade's got to call us out, right? But I thought he late jumped into that kill, but instead he just perfect spy noob on the catwalk. Disgusting. Regardless, OpTic Gaming once again looking dominant here as we finish up that game number 3. 3-0 so far versus Complexity. They've shown once again sparks of brilliance, but unfortunately not enough to light that fire to get a win.
I think this is where the game was won drop again, right here, this gunfight. Not only did he need to get that kill, but then it was this spawn from Formal, right? He splits behind them, just basically creates that pinch throughout the game spawn, giving him that pinch that just shuts the door on Complexity, and they just never recover from this point on. OpTic Gaming just continued to find more and more kills, and it really was like the Legend and Renegade show. Like Legend's double positive at the end of this game. This is where it is. Like, look at Renegade on your screen. He's like causing all sorts of chaos. He backstacks the third, and then gets the second, comes in and gets the third. Like Legend's like, yeah, you just do your thing, bro. I'll be back. I'll help with the hill in a second.
He just comes in after it's all said and done. 4,900 damage for Renegade, only 3,900 damage taken. That's insane to me. It's such a big ratio. Same with Legend. You talk about them too, and that's all it's been. It's been the OpTic show, time and time again. Obviously on LAN, it was a different story to SLC, but I'm sure they're very upset with that, and we've got that LVT LAN coming up very shortly. So excited to see if things change then. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we have the standings. The top 6 teams are solidified for the LAN now, just playing for seeding. And right now, OpTic, they're the #1 seed. And after this series, I think they'll continue to be unless Complexity can do something now.
This was a movie right now. If Complexity's your main hero, this is the big bad battle. This is where you're at the darkest depths, and unfortunately for them, the final boss that stands in their way, you're playing them at their home base. I recharge Oddball. They very rarely lose Oddballs.
They love Oddball game type. It's just their ability to rotate and be scrappy too. You wouldn't expect it. Again, oh my god, dude, we got to talk about that. That was a 6 shot.
He tracked his head.
Yeah, that was a 6 shot. That was disgusting.
That's so sick. Like, because the shock rifle, you have to like track the head for long. It's not like just instant hit kill. It's like you have to like stick with the head a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's dragging his scope alongside him to get that kill. It's gnarly to hit a shot like that. Renegade gets his first on the board with a fantastic perfect shot.
With a track like that to the right as well is even like, at least for me, it was always more comfortable to track to the left on a controller. I don't know. Overall impressive. Hopefully we get to watch that after this. Regardless, OpTic Gaming once again being scrappy with that ball time. They've got 30 seconds, and with OpTic going down, Complexity only get 2. Tools, this is a bit of a story we saw in the last time we saw OpTic play in the LVT Pro League.
Yeah, this is where OpTic Gaming is so deadly on these game types. They have no hesitation to just go pick up ball and get 20-30 seconds while you are trying to desperately find a way to take them down. And then on the other side, right, like Complexity, they get their 3-4 downs, 2 seconds of ball time, right? It's like, it's just the stark difference between efficiency from OpTic Gaming and quite frankly the rest of the HCS is night and day.
I'm not gonna lie, if I was like, let's say I was like Formal and like, you know, I had my
well, we don't even have to, I mean, like, come on, like, there's no way I can't even imagine a world where that happens, so I as well just
listen, if I had these 3 on my team, like, I would scrap all the ball time in the world because you just trust these guys to get the kills, right? That's the big part here. It's like these individual plays are going to be made, period, end of story. So now you just saw them at 29 points ball time. Now it's 45. Just instantly getting that ball time. Now it's 3 down for OpTic. Let's see how much time Complexity is able to get.
And it's a good moment for Complexity, right? You have the ball time. You're basically in the position that you want, and you have Cherish with camouflage. Like, if you're gonna come back into this game, it's gonna be on this. And right now, Cherish, good timing onto the first. He has angles on all 3 players. That is great information to give to his team, but the kill feed, it's not lighting up red yet. It's not lighting up red. OpTic Gaming, all of those players, not only are they staying alive, they're getting kills. 2 of them go down. Complexity had all the knowledge, but it doesn't matter. OpTic Gaming break the setup.
Time and time again, 14 points is all that's been acquired so far. OpTic Gaming get ball back in their hands, and guess who has the ball once again? It's going to be Legend, 60 points of ball time for him. But here's the break. Bound falls. This is an opportunity for Complexity to push on in. They've got those A spawns as well, but cherished a bit early. Mental's here too. The pinch is okay, but that ball is played. Let's see what they're able to do with this shock. Not a lot. Renegade takes him out.
That's tough for Mental. Like, he had it lined up right. There was a nade that blows up behind him and it pushes his Spartan forward. And that was enough to get his aim off. Renegade not missing the first. He gets the body onto the second, and with this, OpTic Gaming can just be really patient. There's no reason to force anything here. You might as well just wait for the kills to come to you, especially with this much ammo left in the shock rifle. This is where Renegade comes to life.
New Camo coming up in 15 seconds as well. 2 down for Complexity. And oddly, I'm going to be honest, we don't see OpTic pick up that ball. Generally with 2, okay, they do it now. With 2 down, even when that ball's in batteries, so like, you know, I would expect them to pick it up.
No, like not Superman. Spider-Man has the Spidey senses. It's like OpTic has the Oddball sense. It's like this hasn't been picked up long enough. Like let's go grab this thing. 70 seconds of counting now, and Renegade's just been free on the other side. Renegade's been as far away from his Oddball carrier as possible, and the problem is that Complexity has to deal with them, right? They can't get towards the Oddball carrier because they have to go find Renegade, and by the time they do, they're all out in the pit into the open. Okay, that's actually a pretty big kill by Cherish right there. That's going to stop OpTic from getting that ball and hopefully allow Complexity to get up off of spawn and have a chance at a 4-on-4 fight with a Camo advantage.
The previous sequence as well, you see this Camo advantage. It's going to be taken onto Bound. Bound goes down. Like you said, that kill was big. The implications of it. Question is, will there be Oddball time? And there it is. Cherish with that Camo is going to be forced to pick up the ball to get the kill onto the pipe side. He drops it off. He's got maybe like 10 seconds left, and that's going to be the spawns on to C for OpTic.
I don't think he read that player already being in long haul, though. He's going to try to flank out here, but Bounds, look how fast Bound was to get up into that fight. He's trying to cause chaos, but Cherish might just get a 2-for-1 combo. The nade from Renegade is just good enough, though. Takes down Cherish and might just give him the opening needed. He finds the next on the Riot Noob. Mental knows that the push from Renegade is coming. He's trying to rotate away. King Nick given the info, and wow, Complexity showing so much respect there. They play the ball dramatically early.
Yeah, I don't. That play ball was insane. All it was a little bit of damage coming out from Renegade, maybe a push from Bound as well. That's got to be it, right? It's got to be respect. You got to play that ball, maybe make it a bit more difficult. But OpTic, they're just gonna come off a spawn here. 3 down though. That might have been a good play ball. It all worked out at the end.
Enemy has the ball.
That new combo track from the opposite side of pipes. He got the kill on the formal, and that might just blow things open for Complexity. Now they're fighting kill after kill, and more importantly, they're staggering the spawns of OpTic Gaming. They're keeping them down in these fights. They're not letting them get 4 up and be able to fight in the neutral game.
That's one opportunity where I just needed to shut my mouth. That play ball was actually beautiful. I thought like, hey, this is a big mistake right now, but no, they read the spawns on the A side. That play ball allows them to get the slays once again, and now they've got the lead. That one play ball was what caused them to be in the lead right now.
With that, right, noob. The noob with the shock rifle getting damage, but by the time OpTic Gaming is into this fight, is there going to be enough time to come back? How OpTic Gaming just won 3 gunfights. No trades come out. That ball is going to OpTic Gaming's favor. It's just Cherish. OpTic Gaming, they were caught dead to rights. There was a Camo shock rifle in play, but they're the ones getting ball time right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a rotation. You see them set up on the C side as well. They're going to try to rotate. Bound not expecting Cherish to be there. Cherish going to bring this right back into pipes. And if he can get inside of pipes here, he's going to be safe. This is going to be round number 1 for Complexity. There's no one in position. All 4 down for OpTic Gaming. What a comeback, and the crouch celebration is warranted.
Yeah, we saw Renegade drag his reticle over there. Cherish dragging something different at the end of that game, trying to show that he was able to find the victory there. And we're going to relive the celebration for a second. I like that as the replay.
Look at Ryder with his aura. He's like, I'm not doing that. Like, we look ridiculous. We still have another round to play.
that couple kills coming out, make it 3 that go down for OpTic Gaming. It's just Renegade that's alive, but more importantly for Complexity, not only do they get this opening ball time, they've also gotten this camouflage to work with. This is about as perfect of a start as you could ask for. The only thing left to grab is that shock rifle.
Oh, there it is. It's gonna be King Nick that wants it. He's got Renegade spotted. Okay, I think Renegade's
tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, this is rough, right? You get spotted, you get called out, another player comes in, they still get that rotation, but it's a play ball at the end.
Yeah, I like that from Formal. He's like, yeah, let me just go grab this right away. We're not wasting any time on getting some of this ball time. And with that, he should have a clean rotation. Faked out the white tower rotate, instead goes back towards his team at A, and that ends up being the right choice. It's swarming over at C with players from Complexity.
Yep, they got those long hole spawns. They're going to be overwhelming the pipe side as well. Wait a minute. Church was not ready for Renegade there. It's 3 down for Complexity, but all not being picked up here. It's one player. It's going to be Ryan that is just mixing it up a little bit on the A side. Legend, though, finds a rotation. Great curb slide into pipes, and they'll get more time.
Ryan not wasting any time trying to get forward, but just too many players around at the moment. He knows Renegade's hiding in the back, but Renegade with that height advantage just makes things too tough, and feels like Renegade's always like in the process of working on a double kill. It's like he gets one, he's like, yeah, let me get into this next fight. Yo, what is Bound is, look how forward he is on the map. He catches King Nick off guard. He's gonna get a ton of damage, and it's up to Ryan Noob to stop Bound.
Ooh. Interesting. Interesting to throw that nade there. Maybe expected a little bit of a delay from Ryan Noob, but Ryan Noob met the play. Gets the kill. Still OpTic, though, in the lead. 3 down for OpTic, though, momentarily. Legend was the last player alive. He's going to get the kill onto King Nick cleanly, and now they have that numbers advantage once again.
Legend playing this so smart, too. Yeah, there he goes. Guarantees the trade with Cherish. Just really anticipating that pressure well, and basically going 1 for 2. Like that. Is that a Camo player? Yeah, okay, it is Camo. I was like, where did he come from?
Good bait, though. I think it's really smart there, right?
Just
really
standing
heads up
on the
play.
pad is, yeah, that's next level bait.
Smart. Now he gets shock, and Legend's got to deal with them. Some great nades. Keep him down to no shields. I'm just going to repeat this, so maybe not. Formal and Renegade get a kill in the feed, though. Mental, with players on both sides, has to do something here, and he'll go down pretty quickly, and so will his teammates. 3 down for Complexity.
More and more time heading to OpTic Gaming as well while this happens. See Complexity, they're spawning all the way on the opposite quadrant of the map. Like it's gonna be a long trek to get to this ball.
Yeah, the nades come through. Formal, unfortunately, not able to get the angles he wanted there on the tower side, and Ryan does make it through. That's information given. They're gonna probably drop ball and slay here, I would assume. Looks like Formal gonna miss a couple of shots, tries to get the shock rifle off the map. That's not gonna happen, but that play ball does.
Ooh, King Nick, that was clean. Went and grabbed the grapple right away, was able to grab ball, but Renegade was able to find the kill, and makes things a little bit more difficult for Complexity. Mental trying to make up the difference, though, with this shock rifle. He has a pinch as his teammates come through on pipes. Bound and Legend are in trouble. How much can they get out of here? It's only going to be a couple kills, but more importantly for Complexity, ball time that's been desperately needed. They came out the gate pretty hot, was able to get like a 20-second lead, and since then it's been all OpTic.
They dropped ball inside of pipes and left it there. I think it was maybe a miscommunication, but the slays come out and no rotation happens with that ball. Ryan Noob, the last player alive, but OpTic are going to get all this time. I'm not sure what happened there, but maybe a miscommunication on the pipe side.
Yeah, with that, I mean, they're getting ball time. Bound was able to win Camo during all this, and had a pretty smart gunfight against Ryan Noob during it as well. Like, he jumped out into the middle of the map with that Camo to get that one-shot advantage onto Ryan Noob, and that might have just been enough to get this second round. It's just 12 more seconds for OpTic Gaming on that ball time.
Yeah, they're rotating it towards the A side as well, and Legend's there to get the what? 3 down for Complexity. That was
tough,
disgusting.
Buddy. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know what you're supposed to do against that one. Legend, he's not dying. He's not going down. Legend secures the second round for his team, and that will make it even as we go into our final decisive round.
I need to watch that back. That was disgusting. Oh man. Yeah, I was listening to pros. I don't know. They were doing like Pro 8s or something, and they talked about how, like, I forgot who it was. I'm sorry, but talking about how like the Gandhi hop is back. Like they figured out a way to make it like work better and like it would be a lot deeper in like the crouch. And I saw that right there. That was definitely very difficult to hit.
I love it. If there was like a Halo anime, it'd be like the moment where it's like, I got to get better at my game. It's like they go to the old sensei. It's like it's Scott Gandhi just sitting in the back. Like, if you click down your stick like this, you make your body harder to hit. It's like we figured out this new tech from way back in the day.
Someone do it. Someone do it. We need to see more content like that. That'd be so sick. Oh man. Well, regardless, complexity still fighting back here. Not over yet. Cherish, unfortunately, gonna end up going down, which means Shock Rifle is down as well. Legend back to the ball. 120 points of all time for him.
With that, I mean, the Legend's so comfortable just sitting out in the open with that ball that he knows that the pressure of complexity is only coming through on that closed area. He's just getting more and more ball time. Like, sneaking away 20 seconds there is pretty impressive for OpTic Gaming. Like, they didn't have position to get 20 plus seconds, but they get it nonetheless.
Yes, exactly. No position. They snuck that 20 seconds away on the bottom of C jump. Like, that just doesn't work on any other team. But just a beautiful job once again by OpTic. Complexity answer back though. They've got 12 points of time in that little sequence. Camo's coming up in 25 seconds. Renegade goes down to King Nick a bit out in the open. Maybe didn't expect King Nick on the long haul side, but King Nick's gonna end up pushing anyway, and he will fall as it's 2 down now for complexity. Make that 3.
That ball is just sitting out into the open. OpTic Gaming gonna be quick onto the uptake. And with that, they got Ryan, who as the spawners were coming up. That'll stagger complexity for these next few seconds. Mental not fearing the push nonetheless. Gonna try to venture forward, but they'll go down in a couple in droves. Like, this is tough for complexity. It's just Ryan Noob that's alive. He was able to get the camouflage, but he's got a ton of work ahead of him.
That was actually really good.
I tip it, Ryan, dude. No, don't. Yeah, you know what? Make it look easy. Yeah, man's been around the block. He knows how to get it done. He was the last one alive. Not only got the camo, ends up getting 2. And OpTic Gaming, they eventually all go down, and now they're the ones on the staggered spawn. Ryan Noob had activated his trap card.
Yeah, in that last fight, he stood still as well, which is a sign of disrespect. But we'll see how that pays off in the end. That camo still being put to work. Another kill on the Renegade. Mental gonna have ball in his hands on the pipe side, and Rhino just trying to make it difficult here as that rotation is not open any longer. It will be Rhino that takes it back now towards A.
I like to throw out. He knows that there's players pushing him through the back. He's not only going to get that ball out, but he's also going to win one of the gunfights alongside it. OpTic Gaming have not been able to just have a true 4-on-4 fight in what feels like forever. Bound needs to win this one, and he will, finally. Complexity's reign will be stopped, but even with that, like, Complexity, it feels like they should have gotten a little bit more time out of it. Instead, OpTic Gaming able to force that ball down and is kind of thriving within this chaos. They're going to be the ones that eventually get ball time.
I just think their aggression, I think, you know, even coming off a spawn, even at a number disadvantage, they will push your setup immediately, and just makes it difficult to get that solidified time. Now Bound, along with Renegade on this A side, trying to hold down the elevator, and you'll see there's going to be a push that comes out here on the bottom side and the top side. That means 2 players have to win 2 1v1s. Bound gets his trade. Is Renegade going to get his 25%? No, okay. It's going to be Rhino with the jiggle peek that takes him out.
Rhino doing it all right there. Not only is like jiggling, he's pre-firing his jiggle. He's like trying to do what he can, but after all of that, right, all that work, it's still OpTic Gaming that got to that ball. They're getting time. Like, yeah, they lost camo. They're getting time. Like, it's impressive to watch. Finally, this camo having its impact though. Triple kill. Shock Rifle should go their possession. Renegade gets staggered. How much time, right? 43 seconds off that 4 down. How long can they stretch this one?
They're capable. It's just beautiful by Mental though. Like, understanding the spawns. He's got cherished. He knows they're going to spawn on the bottom of pipe side.
Okay.
For a little bit of a missed shot there. He goes down. That's going to be Shock Rifle and Camo off the map now.
Yeah, impressive by Legend. He just wraps the corner. He immediately spotted the camo. Did not let Mental get the shot lined up, and Legend still not done yet. Double kill for him. So the 4 down happened at 43 seconds. They get what, 15 seconds?
Yep.
15 seconds off that 4 down. It's like on the other side, OpTic Gaming, they get a 2-3 down. They're getting 15 seconds off that. It's just the efficiency of Legend and the rest of OpTic Gaming is next level.
I'm going to miss his jump there. King Nick will take him out, but it's 4 points left, and OpTic Gaming, no one in position whatsoever. That is match point. That is series point. OpTic Gaming undefeated in the LVT Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. They find themselves 6-0.
They went to battle against Complexity, but anytime it got rough, they were the ones that prevailed. It'll be a clean sweep. But it feels like we're witnessing some of the best Halo this year from this OpTic Gaming squad. They just ice in situations. The 50-49, the 3-2 flag, and even that oddball, being resilient, battling back. I really got to give flowers to Legend. You know, I don't think anyone's talked about how good Legend is. You know, I'll be the first to let you guys know. But Legend, even in this game, right, he doesn't get like a ton of kills here or has like a massive KD. But what he's bringing to the team is just this understanding of objective that allows the game to be so much easier. He got like 180 seconds of ball time this game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, what are you supposed to do when you got someone that's like maximizing every second of ball time that you can get? Like Legend's doing that for the team. They don't let ball time sit on the ground. You got 3 minutes and 15 seconds of ball time, guys. Like, what are you supposed to do against that?
Cal's made a good point, our observer in the chat as well. All of OpTic went negative in damage and still won. I like that. The efficiency is unmatched. Like I've never seen efficiency like this, and I love it. I looked at this roster and I said, okay, we've got a lot of the individual genius, you know, the mechanical skill. We've got all of that, but like, I thought it was going to be another situation where, okay, we've got all these superstars on the same roster. Who's gonna do the dirty work? And fortunately enough for OpTic, Legend does the dirty work plus everything else. Renegade's able to run around very comfortably, do what he does best as well, and it's just beautiful.
Well, to me, that's what's really scary about this OpTic team is like, yeah, there's always that question when you get like the superstars, like, oh, who's gonna do the objective? The thing that makes them scary to me is that Legend he likes that part of the game more than I think anything else. Like, he likes making the oddball rotations. He likes being one step ahead on those flag runs. Like, that's the part of the game that I think like really makes him get dopamine. It's like the objective part.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was gonna say the same thing, like the dopamine, right? And that's the big thing. It's like players, they pick up ball. Like most pro players pick up ball. It's like, oh gosh, I gotta sit here and carry the ball. There's no dopamine here at all. But like you said, that's a really good point. Like Legend, he gets dopamine from carrying that oddball and getting those rotations and playing perfectly with that objective.
And then on this other side, right, we've been talking about Legend and his objective efficiency. Like, Renegade was that player that was just one step ahead on the slays. And I think that's like the way this team is kind of composed from the ground up makes them so hard, because it's like you have Bound that's always in the front lines creating chaos. You have Formal that's not missing those shots across the map and is just doing max damage at all points in time. You have Renegade that's like guaranteed to give you like a +10 a game. Like, the guy's like always finding his kills. And then you have Legend that's doing like the objective work. It's crazy how good this OpTic Gaming team is. And joining us from the star-studded OpTic Gaming team is Bound. Welcome to the broadcast, Bound, and congratulations on the game. How you guys feeling? Well, I will say it felt like you guys were able to come out on top whenever those games got close. Like, as the seasons progressed, like, what about your guys' team allows you to win like the 50-50 coin toss way more than other squads and be able to win the 50-49s, the close oddball games?
I mean, that's pretty much as always, I feel like, been the skill gap, at least the last 2 years with this game, that separates the top teams from like the mid of the pack, is just being able to ice out those close moments. And I don't know why we always do it. I mean, we don't always do it, but we at least come out on top at least a good amount of time, I'd say. So I don't know why.
Definitely feels like more times than not. I will say, you know, the last couple of weeks of Pro League matches, we have been seeing Lattice being joined into the rotation. You've had a little bit of time now with some scrims, some Pro League matches. How you feeling about the newest map in the HCS rotation?
I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty mixy. So the biggest thing is just definitely the spawns. A lot of times you can just literally spawn people's aimers or people spawn near aimers. So pretty good though. I like it. Just the spawns need to be figured out.
Well, you guys have a chance to finish off perfect. Just one more match left for you guys in the Pro League. That's going to be TSM next week. I mean, so far, you guys have kind of made it look like a cakewalk. Like, what's going on in these best of sevens that you guys have been able to just like 4-0, 4-0, 4-0?
I don't know. I think it's just knowing the fact that we just play one best of 7. It's not like it's screaming, you know what I mean? So the faster we can win those 4 games, the faster we get done, we're done. So I think we just try to do that every time, and we kind of have. We play TSM next, right?
Yeah, TSM next week. I mean, predictions ahead of time. Like I should say, not you guys are. I mean, I know what you're gonna say, but like, you have anyone on the side that you're like kind of interested in having some one-on-one gunfights with? You know what I'm saying? Anyone you're gonna be targeting in particular from TSM?
Is it confirmed that TSM is not going to LA now since they lost?
Yeah, they lost
Okay.
SSG, so I don't think there's a path forward for them anymore, unfortunately.
I'm not sure if they're going to be coming their hardest with that out the way now, so I think we should win. I'll just say that. I'm not going to say it confidently, but I think we'll win.
TSM is one of those teams where it was like, if they had to win next week, like, it'd be kind of scary, huh? You saying that a little bit?
If they don't have a reason, like, I don't know, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Either way, I mean, it's been $1,000 each week, so you guys are at $6,000 now. You have a chance to get all 7. I gotta say, like, it's pretty damn tippable, Bound. You guys have been playing phenomenal. I mean, you've only dropped 2 maps. I think both of those maps have been Slayers. Like, damn, dude.
Yeah, we lost a lot of strongholds.
A lot of strongholds. Yeah.
Omid? Yep.
Yeah, well, that was what we chalked that up to first time playing the game.
We'll chalk it up to us. He popped takeover. We'll chalk it up to that.
Oh yeah. I respect that. Yeah, Bound. I mean, obviously, like, Salt Lake City didn't really go your guys' way. What's been like the big takeaways since then? Like, what are you guys like kind of working on now to make sure that you can get back on top and to have that final laugh against Shopify Rebellion?
Definitely just tying up in our Slayers, just improving there for sure. I feel like we were pretty good us event objectively, but the Slayers were based in the us the most. So just getting better at our Slayers for sure.
Yeah, what do you think is like a key thing to like improve on those Slayers? I mean, you guys had it today where it felt like in the Slayer game 2, like, you guys were not winning at the start. Like, it felt like Complexity had control. They were getting those camouflages, but you stayed in, you won the 50-49. Like, how do you have to play Slayers to come out on top of that? Like, how do you find that improvement?
I think it comes down to power-ups, especially with the camo being 45 seconds now. Just putting more emphasis on that. Probably the biggest error in our Slayers, I'd say. And then, yeah, just taking it just trying to get better at it for sure.
I mean, personally, what are your thoughts on the new camo timer? I feel like that's been like probably the most controversial thing that everyone's been kind of talking about these last few weeks is that camo timer.
I don't even know anyone who said anything positive about it just because it's so random. I think it's pretty brain dead just because, like, there's only 2 months left. Why the change? And it just makes camo feel so long now. Yeah, I feel like it was a pretty bad change, to be honest.
I mean, I guess, like, is there a compromise to be found in your opinion? Like, or do you just want it to kind of be reverted back down to like what it was
reverted. I thought 30 was perfect, to be honest. I don't really see a problem with that.
Yeah, I get it. Like, because it is such a big change throughout those couple, like, for the last couple events. I will say it is pretty exciting to watch you guys like have 45 seconds with the camouflage. Like, you guys turn into like it's like a demon mode when somebody gets it on. They're like, okay, like, how much can I cook?
You don't realize how much like power you have now because it's so long. So it's something you got to get used to for sure.
With that, I mean, obviously, like, we have the last few events coming up. I think you're wanting to win out, obviously, for it. But as we look forward into what could be going on with Halo past this year, like, for you personally, what's sort of like on your horizon? Are you sort of saying, like, trying to stay tuned to what's going to be announced at Worlds, or are you kind of looking towards maybe going to Call of Duty like Legend's been talking about? Like, what's the personal plan for you after this season?
I honestly have no personal plans. I'll probably be like a free agent for like Rocket League or some shit. Or I might just go start a family. I don't know. Honestly, I have no plans.
I like it though. You know, work with the flow, and hopefully, you know, whatever we can do to keep you in Halo, I'm all for it. Is there anything that you've been wanting to talk about? You know, like, I feel like this is your time to have a stage. Anything that's been on your mind that you want me to ask you about?
Nope. Mom, got nothing to say.
Well, hey, congratulations on the win. I will say we'll be seeing you in LA in just a few weeks' time. I mean, you like California? You excited to be on the beach or anything like that?
I don't think I've been to California since Anaheim, so no positive feelings towards that place.
And when you were there in Anaheim, it was like peak COVID era too. It's like you guys weren't really able to do
We
much.
weren't masking shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, we'll have you in California. Hopefully, we can make some positive memories for you there. Get you guys a lot of those land reps in. And thank you for coming on, Bound, and have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thanks for having me, guys.
Later. Wow.
All right. Ooh, that was fun, dude. I love that. It's always fun to talk to you.
He's a personality. He definitely is. And yeah, I love the question about starting a family. You'll see little Bounds running around. Listen, man, my kids are not competing. Like, it's not happening because there's gonna be little Bounds running around, little Renegades running around. Like, no, thank you.
I will say, Bound, if you have a kid within the next couple of years, like between you and Active, you guys can have an 8s lobby right there. Just need one kid, and then boom. He's like, you guys got money 8s, so like going through. I will say it'd be crazy if we saw like money 8s between like 2 Halo players' kids. Like, come on, like, that's
so
peak
funny.
content.
Oh, it'd be so good. Oh man, goodness me, OpTic Gaming, dominant, and like you said, Tools on their way to potentially having a perfect score. Of course, TSM maybe gonna play some gatekeeper. You know, maybe they come into this. He had mentioned, you know, they're maybe not gonna give their all, but there's still $1,000 on the line, courtesy of Shopify Rebellion. So let me tell you, if I was TSM, I'd be coming in as strong as possible, maybe mixing up the seeds just a little bit somehow, some way, just to mix things up. But I gotta quickly give, of course, a shout out to our partner Shopify Rebellion. But of course, gotta give a shout out to Zowie, !Zowie in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Check out their monitors, man. If you do not listen, if you're on a 60 hertz monitor playing Halo, you are insane. If you're playing on a plasma TV, you are insane. Okay, I'm being serious here. Get yourself a 240 hertz monitor at least from Zowie and up your game. I'm telling you right now, you think I'm lying to you. If I'm lying, then I owe you a Coke or something. Trust me, it is a huge difference. It's not going to make you a pro player, you know, potentially, but it could help you in that regard,
Get it twisted. It will make you a pro player. if you get your Zowie today, I'll be casting you in just a couple weeks. I know that's the difference maker. That's what's holding you back. Get it twisted. Get the monitor. It'll make the difference.
I'll quickly say I did coaching for someone. They played on a plasma TV. I told them to get a Zowie. They jumped 3 ranks. I'm not trolling.
It is crazy.
Like 3 full, like from I think it was gold all the way to diamond. Like 3 full ranks, because it really is a big difference. It really is.
Yeah, it's crazy when you talk to people and you're like, yo, like, you know, how long you've been playing? It's like, yeah, you know, I just play on my free time. I get on my couch. I'm like, wait, whoa. You're playing on the couch? And they're like, yeah, I play on this TV. I'm like, how big's your TV? They're like, it's like 60 inch. I'm like, okay, bro. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so you got to go to this place. It's called Zowie.com. Okay. You see these monitors? You want the one with the high refresh rate, those fast TN panels, especially right the FPSs. They make a big difference. As we look into the next week of competition, we have some great matches coming up. I'm very excited for the FaZe Shopify Rebellion match that's going to come up soon. That's the last one for both those teams. That'll probably determine who gets the 2nd seed for the Pro League at LAN. So I'm very excited for that. If you're wanting to stay locked in and be able to know what's going on with the Pro League and what matches are to come, there's a really easy way to do so. ! A newsletter in the chat. If you go there and you sign up for that, we'll send you guys out a weekly email that tells you like what's to come here at LVT Halo, what to expect, whether it's the Open Series, LANs, Pro League matches. Basically, it's your one-stop shop to make sure you're up to date with everything that's happening in professional Halo.
Definitely get on that, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, if we can take a look at that schedule just to kind of find out, I'm not sure if we exactly have it, but we can see like when those matches are happening. Regardless of that, we do have the Open Series this weekend, Tools. So the next time LVT will be live will be on Saturday and of course Sunday as well. So lots of packed Halo action. And don't forget the LAN. There's a lot of money being played for next month. I think our producer had tweeted it was 70,000 or something in Halo prizing next month, which is actually insane. This is, of course, this month. We've got the rest of the August schedule here. We've got the Open coming up on, like I said, Saturday and Sunday. And then we've got LVT Pro League all the way throughout next week. And then another HCS Open as well. So I'm excited for that.
You see the next month of competition. We got a few different things, the Forge Hub tournaments, some sort of partner tournament. You know, take a prediction on which partner is going to be. We can't quite announce that yet, but that will be a 4v4 tournament with a lot of money up on the line. So I'm glad that we're having our calendar sort of filled out early this time. And I'm actually really excited. That Women of Halo event on Friday, that's an event to determine what team is going to get full funding to go to Charlotte for 4v4 to represent Women of Halo. So that'll be a really fun event on September 5th.
That is so cool. I absolutely love that. I'm excited for that one as well. Guys, lots of Halo action here at LVT. Like Tools had said, make sure you follow that newsletter. Make sure you follow the stream. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. A lot of you guys are not subscribed. If you sub, we will show up on your homepage, on your feed, which is important because sometimes you don't know events are going on. Regardless of that, follow everywhere, support where you can. We are community funded, and we will see you next time here on LVT this Saturday for the HCS Open. See you then.